except for the sounds of distant orcish gunfire. The odd boom here and there.
And guttural
The
shouts.
water is calm. Miasma glares down. Take a corruption.
Yeah, okay. You talk to
As you get closer to Grimsport, it becomes louder. Sounds a bit like Cotton Eye Joe.
Oh, take
another corruption point.
You're doing well at this GM and stuff, Johnny.
Willpower.
No.
I was GMing for a second there.
Oh, thanks for stepping in, buddy. I appreciate it.
It's all right. I gave him corruption. Everybody's received 2 corruption points, courtesy of.
Okay, I'll make a note. I'll make a note of that, Johnny.
All right, thank you. The Miasma was particularly glary today, and also the faint sound of Cotton Eye.
So will I, Johnny.
I didn't catch. All right, Dave. I was just saying to the others, I really need the recording to be functioning. I know when your router's stopped in the past.
Yeah, I've just been up.
So
that's what I was doing.
Yeah, it's definitely working. Cool. So I'm desperately in need of that recording. I just can't manage without it.
The only thing you won't have is the first couple of minutes of the recap.
Yeah. I should do it all again just for the fun of it. No, we're going to make a start again then. So where were we? 1 second. It's tough going at the minute. Tough going. Okay, so episode 23. To purchase a monster. Kaelaris was forced to raise his prices significantly. He needed the money for the war effort. He could tell that Nixius had come to cherry-pick his best slaves. Fine, but he would have to pay a high price. Kaelaris needed the money badly. He said that he was the one holding things together here. Cell 54 perused over the choice in slaves. There were 2 unnaturally strong slaves available, and Kaelaris tried to haggle a price for both of them. Nixios instead chose to take only one of them, the one that looked easier to manage. The sound of a violent, one-eyed, unnaturally strong mutant was not appealing to Nixios. He decided to purchase 2 of the mutants with extra limbs, despite the mission only requiring 1. He selected a 3-armed builder and a 4-armed mutant with combat prowess. For the demonkin, there was only one choice. Kaelaris warned that the creature was dangerous, that it had killed, and would kill again. The demonkin was kept heavily sedated. As a Brucey bonus, the head administrator threw in a valet slave with a nervous tick for free. It would take time to gather the slaves together for inspection. Cell 54 headed off and did some shopping at the local store. Then they purchased a room at the inn and went down to the bar to have some drinks and let off some steam. Xanthe stayed alone in the room. She wanted to flagellate in private. Sister Clematis could not hold her sarsaparilla. It went straight to her head, and she decided to make a move on the athletic Feruvian.
Yeah.
Sister Clematis seemingly forgot her holy vows and threw herself at Kyoshi with a distinct lack of decorum. Kyoshi seemed awkward and uncomfortable, unsure how to deal with the priestess. Courtney seemed to sense mischief and moved in at the other side of Kyoshi. After his meal, Nixios headed upstairs with a bowl of stew and a heel of bread for Xanthe, but when he knocked on the door there was no response. Xanthe and all her things were gone. It was as if she had vanished. She had left a note that said, "Clematis, remember what I said." The acolytes conducted a frenetic search, hammering at doors and searching all over, and this ruckus seemed to cause a scene. But Courtney, flush with thrones, used them to bribe the disgruntled patron and barman. Thrones are worth a lot of drachma, especially now that the Orphean economy was in freefall. The thrones seemed to make the problem go away. After searching and reasoning, there only seemed one explanation. Xanfei had vanished. She had left not tracks, no trace of her exit. Nixius thought of the orc attack with the teleportation weapons, what the crew had referred to as shock attack guns. Could Xanfei have teleported away somehow? It made no sense, but after eliminating all other possibilities, Nixius was left with only one answer. The party rested and kept watch overnight. The next day, with a clearer head, Clematis considered Xanfei's letter. Sister Xanfei could see the auras of people, could see colours and shades of their very souls. She had sensed something terribly wrong on board the Malevolence. Something rotten. The auras of the crew were often cursed, blackened. She had warned Clematis. The ship was cursed. They had to get away from it. They had to get away. And it seems as if she did. Cell 54 arrived at the designated viewing area, and the slaves were brought for inspection. A young man named Jeeves with a dreadful, violent tic. He seemed scared and fearful. An abnormally strong, grossly fat mutant called 3366. A four-armed lizard man called Cletus, with a penchant for moonshine and killing.
Good combo.
A three-armed dwarf builder called Nick. Clematis interviewed each in turn, seemingly enjoying her role in the slave auction. Finally, the demonkin was brought in. A giant floating brain with a beak like maw and tendrils drifting from beneath.
It's going to be a fucked up future episode when that comes.
I cannot wait. It was suspended in a fluid with a plexiglass tank and kept heavily sedated. This mutant was inhuman, alien, and its presence put the chills up the backs of anyone who looked upon it. The head administrator seemed happy to see the back of it. Thrones were exchanged. 68,000 for 5 slaves. Nixios had purchased a monster. No, he had purchased several monsters. And now he made to bring the monsters back on board the Malevolence. His mission was a success.
What could go wrong?
Aside from the lost sister. Nothing could possibly go wrong, for the record. Okay, guys, so that was we got there in the end. We've made it through the introduction, and it's only 10 to 8. So that's good going. That's good going, right? That's good going. Yeah, right, we're all still on board. Yeah, it's been we made our way through it. We got there in the end. Okay, so I'm going to put us onto the map, and we're back with Cell 53 now. Cell 54's mission is complete, and by all accounts, successful.
Go 80.
Yeah, I mean the Alpha team knocking out their missions in short order. While here with the beta team, they just, I don't know, drift around killing shit and fucking things. So
Yeah. It's a dream come true for all of us.
So I just want to start off the episode firstly with a bit of retcon. I think I've already mentioned this one, but in the last episode, Nixius. When at the time I said, "Oh, Nixius, you can't work out about the teleportation. You've not come across teleportation before. It's, and I'd forgotten. James reminded me that you were attacked by teleportation weapons. So, so the test, which he would have failed because it was on a harder difficulty, he would have actually passed. So Nixios did make the connection that, it kind of has to be something like that because there's nothing else left it could be. So that's just one thing I wanted to retcon. Like I say, if I do make any mistakes and you do see that I do anything wrong, do let me know and I'll just correct things. The second thing I want to start off with in today's episode is just to give you a warning, I suppose, that you guys are heading into, one of the centers of power of the of kind of enemy territory almost. It's not quite enemy territory, but kind of. So I just want to give you the heads up that I'm not going to say you can't do things. I'm not going to say, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. But I'm just trying to warn you that you are in you're going into a risky place. So, I'm just warning you to act accordingly because not all of you still have fate points left to burn.
Never gets old.
It doesn't, does it? It's like a wholesome hot chocolate, warming and comforting, with marshmallows on top. Ah, delicious. Okay, so
I think. Wait, has Johnny got the same number of characters on 0 fate points as there are campaigns now?
Yes.
I hope so.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I think Courtney does still have a fate.
That's got to
Yeah,
be a record
She might even have two or three.
for
So
now.
Courtney's still going strong.
But what about Consuela?
No. I say our last mission on that one. That was such a badly performed mission. With
It was hilarious.
A total lack of tactical nous. It was like all the actions were done in the wrong order and done really incompetently. And
it was just incredible that you spent 10 minutes in the dark getting a light source and then you just opened a door and it's like, oh, there they are.
It wasn't our proudest moment. This is what happens when you get a load of drunken scum trying to do a mission, which you should really send a SWAT team to do.
SWAT team.
Yeah, I mean, a SWAT team would have been good, but instead we had like 3 gangers.
SWAT team. I think we need a squat team.
Team SWAT team, that'd do the trick, wouldn't it?
Love really good legs.
Okay, guys. So
Scottish.
we're going to start today's episode at 8 minutes to 8. You're on the fan boat. You're heading upriver, presumably towards Grimsport, and you've left behind 5 boats that belong to Father Kentucky and his patrol. Old Gumbo wipes sweat from his brow, though the heat is mild today. Old Gumbo speaks. Goes, you are sure this is a good idea? These family folk, they look after their own. I don't think you're gonna pass off for worshippers of the Laughing Monk for long. I got me a bad feeling about this.
Quintius is just feeling quite proud that he's just bluffed his way past all those guys, standing at the front of the boat in a heroic pose. Turns back and just tuts at old Gumbo.
Okay.
I mean, Quintius does think this is a really bad idea, but he doesn't want to appear weak.
Alex's going to go up to and tap him on and go, there. Everything will be all right. Deactivating turn protocols. engaging reckless behaviour protocols.
Oh dear, why is tonight's going to be the end of Alexa? I just could see it coming. It is inevitable. Okay, so so the fan boat heading up the river. It's quite a cool quite a cool day, uncharacteristically cool, and some of you shiver at the chill wind.
Jumbo was sweating a second ago.
Yeah, yes, he is. You're not quite sure. Well, perhaps there's another reason other than the heat. But yeah, he's wiping sweat. He was wiping sweat from his brow. The miasma begins to poke its head above a tree line, and today it looks like a bruise, yellow and purple and black. Quintius, you find yourself daydreaming. The dream you had last night, the dream of your lover's arms, it was so real. It was as if the dream was under your control. You cannot help but think that this is a good omen. You feel alive. Unwillingly, your thoughts go back to Brittany, drenched in the blood of the other women. Melissa, Laura, Alexa, the meat and blood of their bodies laying in a pile. There is a taste in your mouth, a sharp, metallic tang.
It's COVID.
Lady boys.
There.
A sharp metallic tang.
So it's not poontang.
Oh, that might be a slightly different taste.
Depends.
Somewhere off in the distance, you think you can hear the buzzing, as if the buzzing of a wasp.
Oh yes. The harpoon gun cannon is at the prow loaded because it didn't make.
Yeah. It's at the prow of the ship as per usual.
Do I hear this?
These marsh wasp things, where fetch up to 0.2 of a throne. 0.0001 of a throne.
To wash away the taste of the metallic-y taste, I'm going to take my final sip for my hip flask. Start the game as I mean to go on.
Pissed. Okay.
Yeah.
Please make a cruise test at +30.
I certainly will.
And the boat carries on up the river. Okay, what do we got?
Can we all hear the buzzing?
Yeah.
Gentlemen, can you hear that? Sorry, gentlemen, can you hear that?
We,
you remember?
We've passed them before, haven't we? Does it sound the same as the ones that we'd passed by previously?
It does sound familiar. It does sound like it might be one of these parasitic wasps, but you don't see it.
Perhaps their stingers are worth as much in wherever we're going as they were in wherever we've been. Racks the shotgun.
Okay.
Maybe you're right, and I'm just gonna get the harpoon cannon and start swinging it around like that. You know what I mean? Scanning the skies in front of.
Okay, but you look around. You look down the tree line, down each side of the river. But you don't see anything, but you can hear the noise of these wasps carrying along on the air. I'd like everyone to make an awareness test, please.
Straight awareness,
please.
No, fail.
Fail.
Oh, well, it's terrible.
Mine's 6 degrees of failure because I'm at -10.
Very good. Nice, nice.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Alexa and Yarn. Suddenly you get a competing sense against the sound of the wasps. You get a strong smell of fish.
Alexa, have you washed today? Sorry, I didn't say that. I'm not that
Very good.
drunk.
Well, no,
And
no, you didn't.
I
You didn't
can't
smell it anyway. You didn't
Yeah.
smell it anyway. So
Have you cleaned your filters? Sorry.
it's going to be one of those games tonight. I know it. So boat heads further and further up the river. The sound of the wasps seems to fade.
Perhaps we should go back.
You turn to Gumbo and Gumbo says, "You want to go back? Why? You want to do some wasp hunting?"
Forward, you back.
Let's have a vote. Who's up for a little bit of wasp voting?
Doesn't have
I don't think we can claim the bounty anyway, man. Any bounty hunter worth his salt's gonna realize I'm worth more than them wasps, and things gonna get real ugly real quick.
I agree with Shaman, man.
However,
Plus, there ain't no time like the present to go and see if we can see anything about the painting. And
but the bounty man might
Yeah.
not have forwarded it on to Grimsport, which we know is in the hands of the Merinos, so maybe they're not allied. Who knows? We could risk it. What am I talking about? No, let's not risk it. Yarn's right.
Oh, Gumbo says, "Well, I vote we had nothing to do with them parasitic wasps. Did I ever tell you they lay their eggs in living people? And all the eggs hatch inside of you. Baby wasps come out, and the baby wasps eat you. It's no way for a man to die."
Gonna draw my sword stick cane, point it in the air downriver, and yell, "Onwards to Grimsport!"
The boat heads further and further up the river. Several hours pass without incident.
Can we still hear the buzzing all this time?
No. Say the buzzing's faded away behind you. I mean, he stopped. Quintius seemed to suggest going back, and he put it to a vote. Unless you want to push the issue here, if you really want to go wasp hunting, Gumbo's carrying on up the river.
No, let's stay on target.
Johnny's Johnny's thirsting for blood, but wasps don't have blood, Johnny.
I know. Equal.
Okay.
Exoskeletons for the exoskeleton god.
The trees along the banks of the river seem dark and oppressive. And you turn a corner in the river, and you see a large settlement. This must be Grimsport.
How far away are we?
Okay, so as you turn the river, you see the settlement. It's quite close around the bend of the river, and the first thing that grabs your attention is like a small fort, crafted from grey stone, and it's positioned in such a place that it's got a commanding view of the turn around the river. So if you're wanting to avoid being seen, you'd need to turn pretty much straight away, but that might not be enough. So he's saying anything to Gumbo? Are you asking him to change course? So at the minute he's not trying to hide the boat at all. He's not trying to approach stealthily.
We're going to go in and dock there anyway, aren't we?
Well, the plan was that we announced to those guys that we met on the boats that we're refugees from Tachanga City, didn't we?
Yeah.
So if we're going to stick with that story,
Yeah, we should.
it might be best if we're brazen and just try not to make it look like we're being sneaky. Yeah. Although, then again, they might just blow us out of the water anyway. So, yeah. I think that's what we should do.
Yeah.
The reason I asked how close we were was because I was wondering if it was in the distance and I had time to make a vox call, but if it's quite close, then I won't do that.
Yeah, it's not ideal timing. Like I say, it's like the river turns, and as soon as it turns, and you can tell that you don't really have too much military experience, but you can tell this fort has been placed specifically for that reason. It's got a commanding view of, as soon as anything turns around this view of the river, it's almost immediately in sight of the fort, of the river fort,
Okay.
and probably in the range of its weapons as well.
Okay.
You can see defenders and gun emplacements manning the fort, and you see that it guards the approach to the settlement. And aside from the fort, the town seems primitive.
Okay.
You see stone buildings, but mostly wood. Muddy roads and thoroughfares, boardwalks.
Okay.
Smoke can be seen rising from numerous chimneys, cooking fires. And you see civilians, livestock, dogs, pigs. And the sounds of civilization are comforting. There's a talk of people, play of children, the hammering of workmen about their business.
Okay.
There are
Right.
several. Sorry, I'll finish my spiel. Just
Yep.
give me a sec. There are several jetties and numerous boats that can be seen coming and going. Not as much trade as was seen at Port Chula, but here is a place that is reliant upon the river, and there is a strong smell of fish. The day seems to be warming up, and the familiar heat of the bayou returns.
Okay.
And small flies buzz around, seemingly intent upon Arnold. I'd like-
Was it stealth cloak? Try wrap his arms in it. Keeps fighting him. Oh,
Okay.
he's got eyes. They've got these offenders. It's too cold.
I'd like you and Alexa to make an awareness test, please. Arnold and Alexa, please. Nice. So Arnold, your battle sense kicks in. You realise that you are in danger here. You are on this flimsy aluminium boat, and you're approaching a fortified settlement. And as you look around, you're looking for defences. You're looking for troop movements, and you see, well disguised around the settlement, along the banks of the opposite side of the river, you see SAM sites disguised amongst the underbrush, but there are surface-to-air missiles here, and this is perhaps more advanced than you would expect
Some
from.
Viet Cong shit.
So what's that, James? Sorry.
So there's some Viet Cong shit.
So it's certainly perhaps a higher defences than you might expect for a town out in a swamp.
Is there any sight of the big ship? Oh, is that?
That's not here.
That's somewhere else entirely. And it's also, that ship is also immobile, so it doesn't move. It's almost like a fortress in a way. What originally was a battleship that could obviously move around, but now it's beached, and all the guns still work. It's not mobile any longer.
Right.
Oh, hang on then. What are we doing in this place? Because I thought we were off there. Or is this
No.
just on the way?
What we were trying to do is we're trying to infiltrate Grimsport, just sort of, basically just infiltrate it and then sort of see what we can find out, and then try and make contacts in order to get us to a position where we could ingratiate ourselves with the family.
Okay, cool.
There was talk of was it a harvest festival or something?
Yeah, there is. But there's like a big festival for the monk coming up, so it's like.
And Reptile was rumored to be coming here, wasn't he?
Yeah,
that's correct. Yeah. So I think it was clues from Alexa's part of the game gave us some little clues. And I think really you decided to go here almost on a whim. It seemed to me you were like, let's go there then. I'm like, shit, I need to do some more prep.
Yeah.
That's how we did it.
Let's see if we can drag out this session. Give me the chance to actually do a bit more work on it. So So Yeah, so I think it's clues from the game that sent you this way.
All right, cool.
I'll just repeat to you your primary objective. Your primary
Yeah.
objective on this mission is to determine the true location of the artifact painting called the Heart. Capture and interrogate a Merino to find out if the painting can be located at the Victorious, Grimsport, or another hidden location.
Mhm.
And then another primary objective there, this one's complete. It says, pick a side, continue working for Lucius, turn your coats and work for Morland, or betray both and find a new path. And that mission's now complete.
Okay. As we're approaching, I want to quickly turn to the group and say, right, we met those gentlemen on the boat. I gave a new fake name. I gave a new fake name because I fear the previous fake name and our other fake names may be compromised back in Port Chula. So, I'm Artichoke Smithwhip. I am a resident of Chang City. We are refugees. Arnold, what's your name?
Wolf.
No, you used that name before. You need to use another name.
No, it's Wolf.
What about Wolfred?
That'll be fucking ridiculous. Terrible.
Uh,
All right.
And old Gumbo pipes and goes, we're no buzz artichoke.
Shut up, Gumbo.
What would you say? Hey, Gumbo, what would you say for a name? Give us a name.
Well, I would like the name Lemmy.
Lemmy, then. My name is Lemmy.
Miss Alexa, fake name. See if you can do better than last time. No. We've been to. How about Mary Lou?
Does not compute.
Pretend to be someone called Mary Lou. If someone calls you Mary Lou, respond as if it is your name.
Does not compute.
Alexa.
No.
Give Annie a go. Alexa, change name settings to Mary Lou.
Name settings to Mary Lou.
Yes! Well done, Arnold! Jan, what about you?
Y'all call me Marlin.
Call you what?
Marley.
Marley.
Mary Lou.
Gumbo, are you known here? Is there a chance we can bump into someone who may know you?
So, quite possible. I mean, old Gumbo know a lot of men. That doesn't sound very good. Oh, Gumbo, not a lot of folk. Not a lot of folk know Gumbo. I take that back.
In that case, Gumbo. In that case, Gumbo, just be yourself. The rest of us, we are fur traders. Stick with the original cover story. Fur and hide traders. We are refugees from Tchanga City, fleeing the green skin invasion. Old Gumbo here was good enough to pick us up on his boat and ferry us downriver. Agreed?
Agreed, man.
Right. Onwards.
Old Gumbo says, "I got a bad feeling about this. Look, I've changed my mind. I'm gonna drop you folk off here, and I'm not gonna stay in Grimsport. I'm not gonna stay. I'm gonna drop you off, and I'm gonna leave."
Very well.
And you see a couple of boats heading towards this boat. A couple of small boats. You've been spotted. Each boat seems to have 4 or 5 swamp dwellers in it. And the 2 other boats make their way over towards you.
Now remember, let me do the talking. That's what I'm here for. If it all goes to shit, Arnold, get your axe out.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Before we go any further, can I believe I'm carrying my sword stick cane and my and Mumsy the pistol. Oh, actually, yeah, forget that. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, we'll come to this in a little bit, guys. I mean, I can go through your inventory if you want, but there's a lot of people here who need to do some inventory management, including Arnold. It looks to me like Arnold, Alexa, and Quintius have got some real inventory issues going on, but that's a problem for later, I think. But anyway, so we need to sort some of this out. But you've been accumulating gear, and some of it's starting to stack up.
I left some stuff at the on the ship, didn't I?
You did, yes, you did. We'll do some inventory management later, but like I say, we'll have to come to this at some point. Is that right? So that's B8. Yeah. Where's old Arnold? For example, Arnold, I'll give you an example. You've got 30 kilograms of horse flesh for a start, you know. Anyway, so, you know, this stuff starts to rack up when you start carrying around, you know, piles and piles of meat.
Won't get over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, on that subject, Arnold, meat won't last very long.
Yeah. Well,
If you don't salt it, if you don't convert it in a way, you know, if you just meat on its own in this sort of heat,
yeah.
you know, it'll
get salted.
Yeah. So you need, you know, it won't last long if you want to keep it. Start to go off quite quickly. So 2 boats make a beeline towards Gunboat's fan boat. You see that the swamp dwellers inside, their armor seems quite primitive, but most of them have modern weaponry, auto guns, shotguns, and some of them seem to have frag grenades.
Wow.
So 2 boats head over, and one of them seems to take the lead, and he goes, "What do we have here? Did you get lost?"
Well, no, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Artichoke Smithwhip, and these are my companions. We are refugees from upriver, from Tachanga City. We are fleeing the rampage of those green-skinned good-for-nothings you may have seen about these parts, and we're looking for safe harbor. We don't want nothing from you, just a safe place to rest up, hold up for a couple of days till we can get back on our feet, take a breather, and then we'll be out of town.
I'm not sure how much I can take of the WWF accent, but it's
it's
a strong play, Dave. Okay, so
Well, I do have Mimic, and I've been listening to the locals a lot.
that's some Macho Man Randy Savage shit. That's
Yeah!
I would like you to make a deceive roll, Mr. Artichoke.
Artichoke Smithwhip, fresh out of Tachanga City. 2 degrees of success.
Good old Whiffle shit.
Okay.
Whiffle.
The swamp dweller, he looks you over and his eyes narrow, and he looks you over and he mulls over what you say, and he goes, "Artichoke? That ain't no name I've never heard before."
No, my mother and father were strange folk. Some of them liked the finer things in life, culture, and the others, they liked a little bit of BDSM, you know what I'm talking about. Artichoke. But you can call me Artie.
Oh, dear me. And he goes, "Fine, Artie. We'll take you over the processing. We'll let old Big Mo have a talk with you. Let's see what he thinks."
Big Mo, I can't wait to meet him. Is he actually a big fella, or is he just one of those names?
It's one of them names. He's over average size, but he's not that big, truth be told.
Big in other departments, perhaps. You know what I'm saying.
The 2 boats escort you to one of the jetties, to one of the docks. Now, I'm just going to give you a brief. Where is it? So, just give it a sec. I'm just going to give you a quick look on this. I've got a map here of Grimsport.
I absolutely have not been walking around the house for 2 weeks practicing this accent. I tell you what, I had to rein it in a bit. It went a little bit foghorn leghorn at times. Well, I say, boy.
Boy, that's a fine accent.
So you're escorted to a series of jetties, and you're escorted off the boat. So I'm going to put you onto another map, which is where we will be next. So let's have a little look. So let's see. Okay, so hopefully you can see yourself.
I certainly can.
You're escorted off the boat. There's a bunch of these swamp dwellers. And Arnold, one thing that strikes you again, your battle sense is you know, it's going into full overdrive. You recognise that these guys, they don't seem that disciplined. Some of them seem to be armed reasonably well, or better than you would expect, but they don't seem that disciplined. There's one of these family members. You see him over. He's sat on a crate. He's got his shoes off, and you see that he's got 6 toes on each foot. And he's picking at his feet, and his gun is beside him, so he's not even got his gun trained on you. Overall, there must be, you know, perhaps a dozen swamp dwellers in sight. You could probably take these guys, but you know, I need to warn you about the risks of going to war with a settlement when there's only a squad of you. There's one guy.
The warning. Definitely.
A lot of warning bells going off tonight.
I know what you guys are like, you know. So okay, so
For the horse god.
So you see this guy, Big Mo, it must be. He's missing a few teeth. He's a reasonably large man, well fed. And you see another family member. This one has a scorpion tail.
Cool.
And you're escorted over to Big Mo. And he's sat down on a stool. He looks you over, and he's smoking a thin cigar. Well, what you brought me today? Says old Mo. And the other swamp dweller who's been talking to you recently says, "They say they're refugees from Changa City. This is Mr. Artichoke. I know it doesn't sound like a real name, does it?" He says, "Just call him Artie. Something about his parents and I don't know, some letters I didn't quite understand, but
They were into some kinky shit, let me tell you."
And he goes, they're looking for a place to lay low for a few days. You know, and Big Mo goes, "Is that so?" So and then he looks over you each in turn and says, "So, Mr. Artichoke, is it?"
Please, call me Artie. All my friends do.
Artie, I see. You say you from Changa City?
Yeah, we from Changa City, all right. And then, I don't know if you know, but there's some shit going down over there. Big green-skinned motherfuckers come down from the sky, and they just kick the shit out of everyone. Well, I'm smart. I don't like to pick a fight I can't win. So me and my buddies here, we got the fuck out of there.
Okay, I'm just going to need to pause for just one second. I just need to check something. So, Brownie, you were disguised previously by Quintius. He'd done some disguise work on you. He swapped the armor across. Have you kept the disguise on? Are you still huddled up in your robes, or what? How do you look, Jan? What precautions are you taking with your appearance? There's no real way to hide your height, but you're still wearing the disguise. You've got your hood and your cloak on.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you're doing, or is that it?
No, that's it. I haven't got my staff anymore, so I'll just look like a hobo in a cloak, I guess.
A very tall hobo.
Yeah.
Mo goes, "Of course I know that the greenskins are here. You think I've been under a rock for the last few days? Families at war with the orcs."
Oh, you war with them orcs, you call them? Oh, I just call them green motherfuckers, what I've been calling them, sir.
Yeah, we've been We've been fighting the orcs. We've been pummeling them with our cannon for more than a day.
Well,
He
good
seems
for
quite-
you.
He seems quite chuffed at this, and he takes a draw on a little cigarette, and he smiles with his kind of rotten teeth. And
Well, I'll tip my hat, sir, to you if I were wearing one, but I don't think I am wearing one. I'm not wearing a hat anymore, am I?
I'm not sure. I'm not certain on your hat wearing.
no, I am,
possibilities. You have a hat, I believe. Or whether you're wearing it, I'm not certain. You'd have to tell me.
Yarn's armor doesn't have a hat, does it? It doesn't have a headpiece. Yeah, so I'm wearing Yarn's armor and a fucking bowler hat.
Is it not a hard hat that you're wearing? Or
Yeah, a hard hat. Sorry, yeah. I've got
the hard hat's the 2 primitive armor. You do have a bowl hat.
Yes, I'm wearing the hard hat.
It's up to you what you wear. So yeah, you're wearing the hard hat. Okay.
Yep.
So I'll give you 2 points of primitive armor.
I'm going to tip my hard hat to him and say, well, I tip my hat to you, good sir, on sticking it to them green motherfuckers. Orcs, you call them, yeah? Orcs. I remember that.
I surely do. Now, you tell me a few tales. Well, why you come all the way up to Grimsport?
Well, it's quite simple, really. We ain't been out of the city down in this neck of the woods for quite some time, and we just started walking, following the river, and the next thing we know, we found this gent with a boat, and he was good enough to offer to give us a lift. And anyway, we headed down river a little ways, and then we heard a lot of fighting. I said, we need to get out of here. Do you know a settlement nearby? And he told us of this grand settlement here, this town of Grimsport, is it called, I believe?
It surely is. But he doesn't say much else. Make a scrutiny test, please.
I'm going to make a goddamn scrutiny test. I'm about to talk myself into trouble. I know I am. 6 degrees of failure.
Okay, so...
I'm going to fate point that.
Okay.
Can we potentially all test?
Sure, go on. Yeah, actually, if you want, you can make a scrutiny test.
Still a fail, but
Nah, not for me either.
If Alexa and Arnold, you're welcome to make a scrutiny test if you want.
What's that?
what? Oh, I can try and get that back, can't I?
You can. When you wear the fated armor, you get that back on a 30 or less.
No.
Yeah, the fated armor, which never gives the fate points back, but it's nice. It's nice to dream, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice touch.
It's nice. Okay, so Mo looks you over, and he takes another draw from his little cigarette, but he doesn't say much for a while. But he looks you over and goes, "Now, don't you lie to me. I can tell when people lie. No one can get anything past old Mo. He'll end bad for you if you lie. I promise you that. You guys are off-worlders, surely."
Well, originally, sir, yes, all of us were off-worlders, sir. But I have lived in and around these parts for quite some time now.
He looks you all over. He says, "You passed any patrol on the way?"
Yeah, we passed a man in a boat, well, number of boats. There was a man named Father Kentucky, I do believe.
And he let you past?
He let us past. I told him our tale and wished him well, and he wished the same on us. Said that we would find safe harbor in these parts.
We're here for the festival. Like that. I'm just going to say that.
Okay, so Alexa speak as well. I would like for Quintius to make a deceive roll, please, first.
I'm not lying. How am I lying?
You said, also, gone back, so just repeat what you said. So you said that Father Kentucky can let you pass and said you get safe harbour here.
Yeah,
Actually, no, that's not. No. Yeah. I mean, well, okay, let that one lie. That's not a total lie. It's bordering. You didn't necessarily.
I also didn't lie when I said we are originally off-worlders, but we've lived around these parts some time.
It's good. It's good to keep your lies close, isn't it? So he looks over at you, Alexa, and he looks you over. You here at the festival, eh? How do you know about our festival, metal lady?
So what do you call it? What was the name of that guy that I played cards with?
Lim Marino.
Lim Marino told me when I was playing cards with him.
Oh, Lim. Played cards with you, eh? So I just love, I love watching Dave's expressions.
It's all going wrong.
I love it. I love it every time Dave
See who
tries to
we are.
talk his way out. Like he tries to keep the
See who
lines.
we
And,
are.
Alex
Get
always
started up.
jumps in and
Yeah.
starts stirring the pot. And I should be. If I was better man, I'd keep a straight face here, but I can't. I can't do it. Okay. So he says, "Oh, Lim Marino, he about town. Maybe I'll ask him if it's true. You played in the big game, did you? So you got
Yeah.
some money."
I lost a lot of.
Yeah, it's a difficult game to play in that one. A few sharks at that table, so I hear.
Just let him know that if you could let him know that Miss R was asking after him. That's my nickname.
He goes, maybe well, he told you about it. So well, first festival's off for now, anyway.
That's a shame.
We're at war, I tell you. We're at war with the orcs.
Do you need soldiers?
Yeah. Can we get in on the fight?
No, this isn't why we're here. Stop it.
And
Sorry.
he looks you over and he goes, well, truth be told, those orcs, they're very hard to kill. They're terrible fighters in combat. You have to fight them from afar, lay traps. You can't fight them man to man. It goes badly. Yeah, we need fighters. Things are changing around here. The family's going to take control. We're going to take control of the port. We're going to be the real power here soon. Things are changing.
You know what they say. A change is as good as a rest. Why do I need a rest?
I was
looks
going to say
over-
that. I was
it-
gonna say it.
He looks over Alexa and goes, so what are those metal things you got stuck in you? Those come here, come and have a look, get closer. Let old Mo have a good look at you.
I'll get rid of
Her breasts.
He has a look and he starts looking and he does start to look at you and he actually starts touching and getting a real close look at your bionics, well your augmentation.
Yeah.
And he seems super fascinated by this, like he's not
And
seen
I'm
anything
anyway.
like this before.
While he's looking at me, and while he's touching, he's like, at least buy me a drink first.
and he seems to see that he's maybe gonna step too far. And he takes his hands and goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, that's most ungentlemanly of me. I've not seen much like this before. You want to be careful. Some people would might be willing to kill you just to take these parts from you. You know that?"
They'd have to try very hard.
Now that I can vouch for, my good sir. Lady R here is not to be trifled with.
So Mo, he looks you over. He tries his finger. He says, "So you guys think you could fight the good fight, do you?"
Yes.
Well,
I can't see high probability of us encountering and slaying orcs.
Well, if you want to build trust, why not, say?
And he goes,
Yeah.
well, old Reptile, he is after fresh troops. He is after mercenaries. Whether or not he'll trust you or not, I don't know about all that.
I'm sure.
And he breaks into coughing.
Must find it.
I'm gonna pat him on the back gently.
Sorry. You okay there, sir? Old reptile, you say? Who be that then?
Oh, he's something of a leader around these parts. Oh, nothing goes on around here without his say-so.
I see. And, is it on his say-so as to whether or not we can berth here until we're ready to move on?
You go, no, that's on my say-so.
Well,
And he looks you over yet again and says, and he looks over your weapons. He goes, so, I'm of a mind let you guys stay. But let me warn you, You don't cause no trouble here. It'll end bad for you, I promise you that.
We ain't looking for no trouble, sir. We're just looking for a place to recuperate after our flight from the besieged city. Nothing more, nothing less.
And he goes, Old Mo Marino is, words as strong as oak.
Oak. That's some fancy off-world shit.
A hard man indeed.
Then he goes, he says, you might be able to find a place to stay in the town. We got an inn in there called the Stump. You can go there.
Stump.
If you want to stay any time, we'll probably put you to work like the rest of these refugees. Everyone around here needs to work. We are building houses for these refugees. You're not the first refugees to come in since the city fell. Orcs have causing chaos all over the bayou. There's refugees everywhere. You stay out of trouble.
That's the last bio.
If we can be of help to repay your kindness, sir, you need only call on us. If only we had someone with some building skills amongst us. Perhaps somebody with a strange number of arms or something like... No, I'm not saying that bit. But I am saying the bit about if you need help, you only need call on us. Repay the kindness.
Well, you have to pay your way. We're not giving you no charity, but everyone here has to pay the way. We'll put out the word. If old Riptide, if he wants to talk to you, he'll let you know.
Thank you, Kyle.
Stay out of trouble, and you'll be being watched while you're here. Keep that in mind.
Not a problem. You will find no trouble from us. Of that I assure you, my good sir.
Okay, is that a deceive? I don't know.
No, it's just it's a promise that I probably can't keep.
That's wishful thinking.
I don't think so.
I'm not intentionally lying there. I'm just basically saying what he wants to hear.
Okay. So Mo seems content with the stories that you've told so far. I would like one more just deceive roll, just for the general.
Yeah.
Because even though you've kept it relatively close to truth, the whole story is a sham. So I'd like you to make one deceive roll for the overall talk that we've had.
Yeah, not a problem. Oh. There we go. 3 degrees success.
Okay. Give it a sec. I'm just going to make some.
It's getting to the stage where I'm getting that good at deceive that I'm going to start getting more and more elaborate lies, and Alan's going to start penalising me with bigger and bigger penalties.
Well, I mean, not to make game too much here. If you just started off talking about the laughing monk at all there, you would have started to get some serious penalties on those lies.
Yeah, that's I was trying to avoid that.
Yeah. But you didn't bring that particular topic.
Yeah.
There are some deceptions here which will have negative modifiers, but you managed to steer clear of them by keeping it, fairly truthful. Yeah, kept it fairly real.
Yeah, it's less full on lies and more just slight deviations from the truth.
Okay, so Mo, you're not quite sure. He's not giving much away, but you feel confident in in your mimicry and your lies. You feel like you're in your element here, Quintius, and you think that perhaps he does believe what you say.
You're gonna get us all killed, Quintius.
Yep.
It's your turn.
You've been given entry to Grimsport.
Okay.
I'll put you back onto the map of the town.
All right.
So you start off where this red circle is here. So you start off like the docks, or the main docks, where you've been interviewed by Big Mo Marino. So we'll be going into a bit of free form here, in that there's a town here to explore, and I'm not sure exactly what you're going to do, where you're going to go, and what have you. So we'll be going into a bit of free form. Alexa, you hear your Vox and you hear like a tiny little burst of static coming from the Vox.
Okay.
And you think that this may be that someone is wanting to talk, but they're unsure of whether it's safe to do so. So they're kind of just holding down, and you're getting a little bit of static. You're not getting actual someone talking over them. This is a common sort of trick to,
I'm gonna hold off on it.
Okay. Like I say, you are being watched. Everywhere you look around, there's, you are foreigners, I suppose, and you're getting people watching you. So.
Okay. So, it's still in character's artichoke, I'm going to say, perhaps we should find the stump this in. And what sort of time of day is it, Al?
It's approximately at 11:30 today. You spent most of the morning travelling downriver and then upriver. So about half the day has passed. It's getting warm, very warm.
Maybe we should find somewhere to bed down for the evening and before we start to investigate and explore this place. What do you say, companions of mine?
Agreed, man.
Affirmative.
Onwards to the stump, wherever the fuck that is.
Okay, so you head off into the town itself. There's a strong smell of fish. The roads are little more than it's just baked dirt and mud. There's a few boardwalks here and there, and sometimes you just have to troll through a bit of mud. It's a primitive settlement from what you see. You see the odd tree, the tree here and there, and there are plenty of people around, livestock, children. It's a community. It's a town, and you see plenty of gifted people as well on display as you head inwards, and all around. You can see that you're being watched. As you walk into town, people are looking at you.
Okay. Can I just ask for 2 minutes while I grab a beer?
Of course you can. Let's have a little break, guys. I'll go for a slash, get a drink. I might risk a beer as well. Ooh.
James, I'm making an orc vehicle at the moment.
Cool, which one?
Well, repairing the battle wagon, so I've basically put a rhino on the back of it. See it proper there. So I'm basically just making that. It's like a bin lorry. So I'm doing that one there, and then this is a scratch build out of different bits. See if I can.
Oh, nice. That's
And
slow
then,
that you had.
and then that's going to go on top of it like that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that rings a bell, to be honest.
Yeah, man. So I'm just gonna.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm doing that. I basically want to make another buggy. I do want to buy all of them separately at some point, but that's just the one I'm working on.
I'll cobble together a few.
Yeah, that's it. Well, I don't really use orc trucks. They're a bit shit. You know what I mean? So I'd rather just turn them into something fun. You know what I mean? Like buggies or some sort of like a boom, like a style wagon.
Are the kind of mech buggies now?
Kind of what? Sorry.
Are the mech buggies? I've noticed that there's a few.
Might be, yeah. Yeah, there might be now. Yeah, I need to get the new codex to find out what the story is with the new orc.
The latest codex, then.
Yeah, that's it. It's just I need to get up with what's going on, but it's yeah. So that's what I'm making at the moment. That's what I've been working on, trying to get these orcs together.
Cool.
So yes. So hopefully for a 40k game surgeon at some point.
It's been fucking ages since
I know, man.
9th edition.
Yeah, man.
It'd be nice to see again, to be honest.
Yeah.
Next time you and I can play, pop around and have a watch.
Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely. It's we need. I think I really want to do it. I've got all these thoughts, like they're itching to fight. So am I for a bit of battle and stuff as well. I need to play Dave again.
Did you go to your place to try his Dark Angels out, or did you head to Dave's?
Dave came to mine. Like my table's a bit small at the moment. I need to get a slightly bigger table. I've got on the board somewhere. The table was a bit small. We ended up like a small 500-point game. A lot of fun. You know,
Yeah, it's
got the head now. No, like 2 wounds now.
I did buy the 9th edition rule book, but I barely read it, to be honest. Barely.
Yeah, neither have I. I've sort of had to skim over the rules, sort of. I'm just not really done much with it, but we had a quick game, didn't we? It was all right, wasn't it? So,
yeah, it was good fun. It would have been more fun if I'd realised, like you say, Marines had 2 wounds.
Yeah. I'm glad you didn't.
That seems important information, right?
Yeah. I got fucking mauled.
It loads easier. Stompmatic Pistol. I'm like, pin +3 to advance rolls for dreadnoughts and stuff, and 5 orcs basic. You know what I mean? It's daft. Absolutely daft, but it makes sense. They are hard as. Yeah.
All right, guys, are we ready to restart?
Ready.
I would like everyone to make 2 awareness tests, please.
Okay.
As you head off of the jetty and you head off into town. Okay, so has anyone passed either test? I only see one from you, Kiyoshi. First one's a DC roll. I don't see you second one. Oh yeah, I see it now. So has anyone? So we've got Jonathan. You've passed your first one.
Yep.
But not your second one. Brownie, you passed the second one, but not the first one. So okay. So Alexa, you notice your cogitators detect that there's there's a statistically significant number of flies buzzing around Arnold, seemingly following him around.
Okay.
It's the fucking meat. It's the meat.
Brownie, Yarn.
Oh, Nurgle.
In the distance, off from the east, you hear a roar, a bestial roar. It's carried to you by the wind. It doesn't seem like the others even hear it, or perhaps your sense is just more depth than theirs. But you know what this roar is. It's an orc.
Let's go.
So only Yarn hears this. He has no one yet.
We're going to say orc sign 3 o'clock.
Okay, Alexa's going to get the harpoon cannon, like turn it in that direction, and then start walking that way. Let's turn our keep.
So, if you look at where you are now, is you've
Dave's
seen
like,
this red
no.
circle. If you see the red circle, yeah. Well,
yeah.
So Dave just has to. Dave just has to suck it up, I'm afraid. Like Dave unfortunately can't control you guys, so he just has to like.
I'm not responding. I haven't heard anything. I don't know what's going on.
No, what Yarn said, he said
infiltrate and ingratiate.
Yarn said something. What did you say, mate? You said
said orc sign 3 o'clock. I think 3 o'clock is east.
Yeah.
So where you are looking at on the map now, you're just approaching the town itself proper. Where Yarn has heard the orc sign off is to the majority of the settlement is off towards the south and the west, but Yarn's heard something over from here towards the east.
So east from the map's position, not from ours, because we'll be heading down this way, won't we?
Maybe
so
Arnie feed them that meat and give them food poisoning. See if that, see if that works.
No, it would be like that.
Just who has a problem with sorcery? Is it? I don't know. If what the.
I don't think I think that'll all be out the window now. here.
I don't know if it is.
You know that the Andrometus Combine, who were the power of this, who basically ran this planet, they have a problem with unlicensed sorcery. You don't know what's involved getting a license, but and sorcerers you've known are hunted down and hanged. Now, as for how the Merinos feel about sorcery, you've seen on your bounty hunter slate, the reptile actually appeared on as a bounty on the slate, and he was declared to be a sorcerer. So it seems likely to you that that they have a more open approach here to sorcery.
Yes. Okay. So it's up to you guys. Do you want to make a name for yourselves, man, or we're gonna lay low?
I think we should earn our keep.
Quintius is staring at the sun, looking around at the land and going, I'm fairly certain it's not as late as 3 o'clock.
Okay, you stare up at the sky, you gain a corruption point. No.
Yay!
I'm joking. Okay, so what are you doing? So you could either head into the town itself looking for this inn, or you can head off towards the sound of this orc cry,
I'd like to sell
or you can choose another path. What's that hint?
I'd like to sell my meat and then get them going. I'm sick of these flies following me.
So you'd have to probably ignore the orc and head off into the settlement if you want to find a marketplace.
Fight the orc as well.
Let's find the orcs first.
What's the rest of the group say? Quintus staring at the sky.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You didn't Brownie share this with the group?
He said orc
Quint-
time,
Yeah,
3 o'clock.
Quintius hasn't clocked what's going on here. He's like, he's not tactically astute enough at this stage.
What we need for a particular occasion, staring up into the sky, is like one of those hook things, like an umbrella, like one of those hooked sticks. You know that they get off. You know what I mean? To like get people off stage. We need something like that to like sort of yank him out of his reverie. To like get him like moving.
Quite apt about this Quintus as well, though.
Yeah, it would, yeah.
It was.
Although it's never happened.
Not yet.
No, Quintius doesn't understand. He hasn't heard the orc. He doesn't know what Yarn means by orc sign 3 o'clock. He's just standing in the street trying to figure out what you're talking about.
I'm going to start walking towards the noise. It'll only be join me. Arnie, let's get ourselves some orc tusk.
You see a small smiling child that seems to be watching you. It's a little kid. It's definitely a mutant because you see it's got a mouth in its side, but he's watching you and smiling.
Which mouth is he smiling with?
Both mouths. It was a
Okay.
Okay. Super smile.
Do we all see that?
Yeah.
Mhm.
He just stood not far away from you at all. Doesn't seem scared of you at all.
I just turn and blink and blink him, like as if I'm just smiling back, but I can't obviously because I've got a grill. And I'm just gonna walk towards noise.
Okay, so Alexa's walking off towards where the sound of the orc came from.
Hey, come with Quintus.
Is everyone else following?
Very well. I thought we were just going to point down to where I think vaguely the inn is, but and just be a bit confused as I follow in their wake.
It's only 3 o'clock.
Okay, so you walk and you walk up closer, and the settlement's getting more sparse here. The buildings, are more rickety, and there's less of them. And you're moving away from the centre of the settlement. And then, you walk for about 5-10 minutes, and then you hear another roar, and all of you hear it this time. And it's an orc. It seems to be one orc. And you've got a bearing as to where you're going now, and you start to zoom in on the sound of this, and you come to it's a pit in the ground, a large pit. There's a couple of people stood around the outside of the pit.
Get in, Arnie.
And they're looking down, and so I will put you onto another map. And as you walk over, you see at the bottom of this pit is an orc, unarmed. His hand has been lopped off, or one of his hands. He's in irons. He's manacled. His legs are in irons, and he's manacled just to a large boulder in the centre of his pit.
Al,
Hello?
just realised something. The deceive test that I passed earlier, I forgot my -10 for having my drink.
Oh yeah, okay. So where are we here then? So let's have a look.
I'll have a look at them if you want to carry on.
Let's have a look. So the one that you did overall was 3 degrees of success. So that would have been 2. That would have been 2 degrees of success.
Yeah.
And then the one before that.
2 degrees of success. So that'd be 1.
You didn't make many deceives because you didn't have to. So
And
you
I
went
failed.
from 2 to 1.
Yeah, I failed everything else, so that's all it would have affected.
Okay, so like I say, so nothing changes there in the sense that you feel confident. Maybe it's a false courage. You feel confident that you are lying. You know, you feel like you were in your element, and no one can see through you.
No, I wasn't lying. I was acting.
So you find yourself, guys, at a pit with a captive orc at the bottom of it. It seems sad and
I thought maybe the place was under attack.
No worries.
What's it doing down there?
Sport.
Sport, you say?
Probably.
All right then.
Is there anyone else around?
There's a couple of rednecks not too far away. One of them looks like he's chucking rocks and aiming them at the orc's head. The orc fixes it with a stare. And another roar. You see, there's a few gashes on his skull, and this is perhaps what set him off to crying and roaring.
Okay, I'm gonna approach the rednecks and just go. I say, boys, what's that there green thing doing down in that hole?
And he says, well, you don't like it's doing a lot, does it? Looks like it's just sat there.
Yeah, that's kind of what I mean. Why is it there? Why is it just sitting there doing nothing? Who put it there?
Oh, it's a captive, ain't it? Are you slow?
Captive? What, you going to interrogate it?
No, I don't think they do much talking. These orcs. I can hardly understand what they say. They all talk funny. These orcs.
Yeah, I heard them shouting and yelling a couple of times. Why don't you just kill it?
Where the fun in that?
Oh, fun. Not fun, I understand. I'm going to pick a rock up and chuck it at the orc.
Okay, I'd like you to make a ballistic skill test, please. Do
Okay.
you have Jeff thrown primitive?
Do I fuck?
So you're -20 for being unskilled at rock chucking.
Yeah.
+10 single shot. -10 for the alcohol.
Any range modifier?
I'm not sure. What's your strength? This is probably going to get long. I think it's a long range.
Yeah, it
I'm
will
going
be.
to pick up a rock as well.
Okay. So it's a long range, guys. If you haven't got thrown primitive, you're at -20. +10 for single shot. +10 because it's large. It's hulking.
So +10 for single shot, +10 for large.
Yep.
Just straight
-20 for proficiency and -10 for range. So
Yeah, so at -10, and I'm drunk, so -20.
-20. Huh?
I hate it.
Oh my god, I nearly made it.
You did.
You did make it.
No, oh, I did, yeah, sorry.
You did.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful shot, and you knew today was going to be a good day, Quintus. You knew that dream was a good omen because you've got no skill.
Yeah, that's true.
Sort of thing, but you cast your stone and it spins and spirals perfectly and catches the orc just on the temple. And shortly after, Alexa makes another nice shot with a rock, and it crashes into the jaw of the orc. I'd like you both to roll damage. It's D5 minus 2 plus your strength. Let's say.
It's just D5 then for me.
5 plus.
Minus 2 plus 2.
There you go, puppy. Little puppy.
2 damage from me.
Okay, and Alexa, please roll damage.
Ha! Take that, you green skin motherfucker! Good shot, girl! Oh.
I'm going.
Okay, you throw. You can have a go. Okay, off you go. Make a roll to hit.
I like this game.
Have I got thrown?
I don't know. Thrown weapon primitive. It's
solid tech. No.
I think it's actually there. I'm not making this up. There is a proficiency for thrown primitive.
There is, yeah.
Yeah.
Kyoshi has it.
Yeah. So
It's not a common one, but
minus.
so it's minus 20 for lack of proficiency, minus 10 for the range, plus 10 for single shot, and plus 10 for large target.
Oh,
So minus 10 unless you can think of anything else.
Stop it. No.
Arnold, your rock goes wide, and the orc looks at you and glowers at you, Arnold. The orc speaks in its guttural, low Gothic language. It goes, "Why don't you come down here and make a proper fight of it?
It speaks!
You scared? You should be." And
Blessings in the miasma, it speaks!
And the rednecks look around. And,
Sorry, I would have called it the plenty.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, you there? Oh, you are then.
What I mean?
I thought you'd frozen there for a second. I was just wondering.
No.
So, I've had a drink, so I'm going to... Quintius is going to go... Lemmy! Why don't you get down there and teach that green skin motherfucker a thing or two?
Good, but like build sport, yeah.
Yeah, like I say, it's not armored. It's got no weapons. It's manacled to a rock. It would, if you killed it, it would have no honor.
Yeah.
But then again, it's a Xenos. Do you owe it an honorable death?
Addy does not feel like killing it off dishonor. So I would not kill you while you're chained to the rock.
And the orc speaks, goes, "Well, let me free there. Let's make a proper fight of it."
And cause chaos. That's just what he wants. We know you big boys are strong and tough. We like city train.
Another cowardly Hume.
Yeah. You're cowardly, but sensible. I've fought with your kind before.
Yeah. It's that's a growl.
Have I got any tusks on me?
I don't think you do. I think you left them back on those. Let's have a look. We'll have a look at your inventory.
You hammered them into things to make shelves.
No,
Yeah, you did. You did do some of them. I don't know. Let's have a look. Just give me a sec.
I'm just going to lean into Arnold and go, "He called you a coward, Arnold. You can't let that stand."
It says here. It says here on your inventory, Arnold. It says 13 teeth stored on the ship.
Oh, damn it.
He gave me a couple as well, I think.
I believe so.
Like, oh, don't matter. Good.
Quintius, this redneck that you stood next to, it's got a real sour smell to him.
Mm.
It's quite repulsive. It kind of it sticks in the back of your throat, and you find yourself involuntarily moving away from him slightly just to get away from the stench.
Okay. Oh. Just take a couple of steps back. And I'll look him over. What does he look like?
Okay, he's quite short, about 5'7". He's got black hair. He doesn't look like he's washed in a long time. Looks quite dirty and scruffy. He's missing teeth. He's dressed in kind of an outfit it's quite typical to these swamp dwellers, these biofolk. It's some leathers, some cloth clothing. Doesn't appear to be armed beyond a belt knife. Doesn't appear especially strong or worthy. He looks like a peasant to you.
Okay. So, boy, what is that? All you do? I'm just stepping back from him a bit. You throw rocks at him?
Well, why? You got a suggestion?
You could maybe make a little money on this guy. Set him up as like a fighting arena or something like that. Make people bet on the fight. Get folk to come and challenge the critter.
And he rubs across he's got like a bit of facial hair. It's not what you call a beard. There's a bit of scruffy growth there. And he rubs his wannabe beard, and
That's a good idea. You're a clever man.
It's been said a few times, sir. It's been said a few times. The name's Artie, and you?
and he goes,
Are you local?
No, fresh into the city. Just come down from Tchang City. Just,
He says their name's Jeffro.
Jeffro.
Flynn.
Jeffro Flynn, it's a pleasure to meet you.
and
So,
as you shake his hand, you're getting too close again, and that smell. You're trying to do it at a little bit of a distance, but if you're being polite when you're shaking a hand, you have to get a bit closer than you might want.
Yeah.
And again, it's like an attack. This guy's body odor.
Yeah. I know enough about social airs and graces to not completely bail on the handshake, so I'm going to give him my best handshake and then surreptitiously wipe it on my leg.
Yeah. And as you wipe, it's almost like there was some oily residue on him.
Oh my God, it's Dirty Ken's brother. Sorry.
Okay, so the rednecks, they seem to get bored and start to wander off, unless there's anything else you want to say to them.
Jethro, tell me, son. Who was it caught this green skin motherfucker and put him down in the pit?
Well, surely I don't know who's responsible for capturing him. I don't know. One of the patrols brought him in. I'm not sure.
Patrols, eh? Well, thanks for your time, but you just remember, you decide to make some money out of this little venture. You remember who put the idea in your head, see?
And he goes,
I surely will.
the other redneck policeman said, I think it was one of the Merinos who captured him.
Oh, yeah, maybe it was.
Well, the Merinos, eh? Oh, I heard about them folk, yeah. Never met one myself. Which one were it?
He goes, I don't know for sure.
Oh, well, thanks for your time. And I'm just going to pick up another rock and chuck it at the orc.
Okay, can I have another skill test, please?
And as I do it, I'm going to go, yeah, I see what you mean. Good sport. 8 degrees of failure.
I guess a bit more like it, and it goes well wide. And the orc, it seems sullen and dejected. It's, this is a warrior race. And here it is, humiliated, trapped, crippled. And it's no way for an orc to meet its end. And it looks sullen.
Well, I'm looking in the marina down.
I didn't catch that, buddy. Can you repeat yourself?
I'm not going to try and chop its head off if the Merinos put it down there. They might want to toy with it themselves.
Yeah, I think you're right, man. Come on, let's get out of here and leave this up to its fate.
Okay. Okay, so you leave the orc.
Best to leave orcs alive.
You've You've tortured it slightly, but you don't kill it and put it out of its misery. So you're heading back into town.
Yep.
Okay, so you head back into the settlement. And Alexa, you get another little burst of static come across your
Okay.
box.
Would anybody be around?
Yeah, there's people around, Alexa. You don't think you could use the Vox surreptitiously?
Okay, I'm going to switch it off again.
Okay. Okay, so you're actually turning the Vox off completely.
Yeah, I'm going to turn it off at the moment.
Okay.
Let's wait until we get somewhere safe.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you head back into town. There are more and more people here, and you head back towards the settlement itself. And you come across a marketplace of sorts.
To sell your horse meat.
And I now need to repeat, guys, that some of you are overdue inventory management by quite a bit. So if you don't sort out your inventories, you're going to start to get exhausted, and you'll start to lose. You start to get fatigue
So
because you can only carry so much for so long, and I've already given you quite a bit of leeway here, but this can't go on indefinitely. So the people we've got Arnold's on 81 kilograms carried with 78 limit, so you're just over your limit, and you've got quite a massive limit there as well. Yarn's fine. Alexa, you're on 78 carried with a 45 limit, so you're well over as well.
Mhm.
And Quintius, you're on 46 kilograms with an 18 limit.
How have I got that high? Because when I left the ship, I was under.
I mean, we can go through it in detail if you want. I'm hoping everything's in order, but I think it's a lot of it is a death of many cuts, it would seem. But the problem is with you is that you've only got 18 limit.
Yeah.
So you get overweight super easy. But if you want, we can go through each of your items individually, and we can go through it in detail. And if there's anything you think shouldn't be there, or anything you disagree with, we can discuss that. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So we can do that now if you like. I mean, there is a bit of a marketplace here, so you might be able to sell off gear if you want.
Yeah.
So I think you look a bit confused. Shall we go through yours?
Yeah, I don't understand how I've picked up nearly 30 kilos of gear since we left the ship.
Okay. Well, I think one of the big offenders here, Dave, is you've got 2 units of croc hide, I believe.
Oh, have they?
I believe so.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know
I
why.
have, yeah.
That's 20 kilograms in itself.
Where's that come from?
These units of hide and meat are very heavy, because they're substantial amounts of crafting equipment. So that's 20 kilograms in itself, which is nearly, so that's a lot.
That's most of it. Yeah.
That's most of it. But there are other things as well. But if you want, we'll go through it. So we've got auto pistol here, 2.5 kilograms.
Yeah.
Writing book, 1 kilogram. I'll ignore the 0.1s for now, but there are quite a few 0.1s which do add up.
Yeah.
Obadiah's cloves, 2 kilograms. Sword stick cane, 2 kilograms. Rebreather, 1 kilogram. Clip harness, 2 kilograms. Overalls, 2 kilograms. Flashlight, 0.3. Hard hat, 0.5. Torch tools, 0.5. Wooden aquila, 0.5. Croc hide, 20 kilograms. Pump action shotgun, 5 kilograms. Rations, 0.6. And bone hide armor is 4 kilograms.
Okay. So I didn't intend on bringing heat-resistant overalls on my inventory. I put an asterisk next to what I'm carrying.
Okay, so I'll take them off. That's not. I
thought I'd left them on the ship.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
So I'll move them. Actually, no, that's my bad. I even see that they are on the Malevolence. I just didn't take them off your main list.
Ah, right. Okay.
So I did actually move them across into the Malevolence's inventory.
Okay.
So anything else that you think shouldn't be there for a start?
So not that I can see at a glance. No. definitely took the shotgun. I don't remember. I do actually. Yeah, I do remember taking the rations. So what does that is? Assuming I can sell the hide, that puts me to 26. Yeah.
If you got rid of the hide, you'd be on 24 with an 18 carry limit. So that'd put you 6 over.
Okay. So
And
what about...
assuming Arnie can clear up some space, and he normally has quite a bit of additional carrier weight.
Sell the horse.
Yeah, I mean, how much do the rations weigh? Sorry, the 6 days of rations.
0.6.
No, that's okay. That's not biggie. Right. I need to shed 6 kilos. Do you want to deal with someone else while I think about this?
Not a problem. So Arnold, we'll come back onto you. So you've got 81 kilograms.
I would like to go to the shops. That's
No problem. So I say for you, Arnold, you've got 40 kilograms in meat you're carrying. You've got 1 unit of croc meat and 3 units of horse meat, and that's 40 kilograms in itself.
then I've got 3 units of horse flesh.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The horse meat, the horse flesh. So 1 unit of croc meat is 10 kilograms, and 3 units of horse meat is 30 kilograms. So you've got 40 kilograms of meat.
Right, then, Mark.
Sorry?
A meat mark.
So if you look around the marketplace, there are a number of shops, including most of them are set out in stalls, but there are some structures as well. But you can you have a quick look around, you see what you can see, and you can see, like you say, general stalls. There is a butcher there. So there is a butcher. There's a greengrocer. No, let me just explain what else there is as well. So what else is there? There seems to be some sort of I don't know, like a little herb shop might be a way to describe it. Seems to be selling like what's the word I'm looking for, like medicinals or things like that. So there's a little like a herbology shop. There seems to be a wood carver, and there's also like a weapons stall there. And Alexa, you immediately recognise this weapons merchant. He's got guns and armour set up outside, and most of the weapons are primitive. But you also see advanced weaponry there and heavy weapons.
Cool.
And you realise that the merchant is one that you've met before. It's a Lidl Cletus Digger.
Cool.
And he's the guy who owns a gun shop in Port Chula. And he's the man who helped you craft the harpoon cannon.
I'm going to go and...
and beside him is a short mutant with an oversized head. And an eyeball looks ready to pop out of his skull.
What does that mean?
It's a well-spoken cell.
It's going to... hang on. Can I come back to that and do somebody else while I go for a slash?
No worries, buddy. So, so let's have a look at the gear. So, and Jan has got no problems with the gear. When you come back, Alexa, when you start your inventory as well, because you've got into it. Yeah.
I'm going to sell... Have I got any hide or anything like that?
Any hide? No, I mean, a lot of your stuff is weaponry, I think. There's a load of weapons there.
I might try and sell...
How have you got up to... I don't know how you've got up to 78 kilograms. It's ridiculous.
I don't know.
Everybody carrying around this fucking meat and shit.
We'll go through it when you come back, Johnny. But you've got I mean, it's amazing sometimes how it all adds up.
Can't believe what I'm carrying.
Well, I mean, if you start, if you harvest down a whole horse and process its flesh, then you get quite a lot of flesh.
Yeah.
Big ass animal.
Yeah, I mean, it's not small horse, is it?
Fucking hell with units.
Amen.
Who just must see this massive backpack dripping with blood.
There's no wonder the flies like you.
I know. They can back. Except the fly.
I have returned.
Okay. Right, so I'll just give you a rundown of what's in your inventory elixir, because you're quite a bit over your carry limit as well. Okay. So we've got a las pistol, 1.5 kilograms. Las carbine, 3 kilograms.
Yep.
Flak helm and vest, 4 kilograms.
Yep.
Harpoon cannon, 20 kilograms.
Yes.
2 good quality javelin, 2 kilograms. And a defunct auspex, 1 kilogram. Stub automatic.
What happened?
Gone.
Who went? Is that Alan?
Yeah.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Oh yeah, I got disconnected there. I don't know where I got up to, Johnny, before I disconnected.
High quality javelin, thumped auspex, stub auto.
Is that the last
Yes,
thing? Stub auto. Okay, so nail gun, 7 kilograms. Stub revolver, 1 kilogram. Two bear traps, 10 kilograms.
Okay.
Clip harness, 2 kilograms.
Okay.
Combi tool, 1 kilogram.
That's back on the. I think that's back on the ship.
Combi tool.
Yeah.
Are you sure? It doesn't appear to be, and it's also quite a useful thing to have on your person as well.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
Data slate is 0.5. Shotgun is 5 kilograms. You've got a load of pans, pots, plates, cutlery, around 6 or 7 kilograms. You've got 2 long-range rocks, each at 4 kilograms.
Okay.
And a nail bomb at 1 kilogram.
Okay.
So there's a lot of it's weapons, but you've just accumulated a lot of stuff. You know.
Okay. I'll get rid of the. I'll go over to the stall.
A good place to start is maybe to flog off some weapons and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay, so Arnold, you're going to the butcher, was that?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Okay. Alexa, you're going over to see the weapon merchant.
Yep.
Quintius, what are you doing while these guys are going off?
Look for someone to sell this hide.
Come with me, I'm doing that.
Okay, you have a look round. Make an awareness test, please, Quintius.
Here we go. Fail 5 degrees.
Okay, you look around, but you're not really sure who might want this hide. You're not really sure. They all look alike, these peasants.
I'm just going to follow Arnold around. He seems to know what he's doing.
Okay. And I'll wait till Jan comes back. So we'll start with Arnold. You head over to the butcher. He's a large, heavy-set man, and he's got real thick and muscular, hairy arms.
Like Annie. Oh no, I've got hairy knuckles.
You're not the well. Yeah, he's got hairy arms and hairy knuckles. He looks got plenty of body hair on this guy, and also a slightly hairy neck, and a thick neck as well. This guy has. He looks like his head itself is fairly clean shaven, and he looks over you and goes, and he gestures at his nose slightly, just flicks his nose slightly, and he goes, "Are you local?"
No. No, listen to my voice. No, I'm an off-worlder. God,
Hello.
this shit hard. Well, not this.
Shithole!
No, this place say nice. I meant Changa City, but I can't put that shit. God, man. Orcs everywhere.
I ain't never seen no Changa City. They say there that the streets are paved with gold.
The paved with dead bodies now.
Yes, if there were, I'm sorry, if there were streets paved with gold, they done been taken by all the green-skinned motherfuckers. I can tell you that.
The butcher spits onto the floor and goes,
Death to all greenskins.
Death to all greenskins.
Death to all greenskins.
They'll turn around and ask him, I'll say, do you buy meat?
he looks around at his butcher's shop and goes,
Well, surely you come to the right place.
Oh, good. I didn't know if you saw City itself. I had to ask.
Well, it depends on the price. What you got for
Well,
sale?
I will get the meat out my bag. Show me each bit, and just say what we give me for all of it.
okay, you start to get the meat out. And as you go into your backpack and you start to take the meat out, there is a smell from your backpack, a rank smell. You're not quite sure what it is, but as you start to take the items out, you find the source of the smell. It's the crocodile meat. Now, you only harvested this yesterday. It's at most a day old.
Yeah, I was say, don't worry about that one.
Puts it to one side.
Yeah, do you have
But
a bin?
yeah, you move it to one side, and it's you can see there's actually movement underneath. I mean, you've wrapped it up in, I don't know, some linen or so. You've wrapped it up slightly. I don't know, in leaves or in linen. We haven't really focused on that bit, but you've contained it somehow. But there's actually movement. There's something moving, and again, the flies are buzzing around, and it's the croc meat has gone bad.
Oh dear.
You have a look at the horse flesh. You give it a sniff. You're not quite sure. You think it might be on its way, but you only harvested this. So you actually harvested this later yesterday, so it's less than a day old. But yeah, you wonder if it's starting to turn. But in Fenris, you just didn't have these problems. Meat would just last indefinitely. All you need to do is put it outside, and it would last indefinitely. You're not sure how long meat really would last on this planet, but you'd think it would last a bit longer than this stuff has. Seems to be turning rapidly.
Anne is just having a bit of a moment of confusion between meat times out of his fuck.
Maybe it's
I'll say how much of horse meat, crocodile meat, I get rid of that. No, it fucking went up in a day.
And the butcher looks awesome, and he takes it all out, and he has a good look, and he gives an appraising eye to it. And you can tell that he knows his stuff, and he goes,
Didn't you ever think to try and preserve this at all? I mean, it smells to me like it's starting to turn. Things around here, they don't last, you know that. Things are not permanent.
No, I didn't have things necessary at the time.
He says, the cause of suffering is impermanence.
He looks at the meat and says,
I give you,
and you divide it into each of the 3 units, and he goes,
I give you 30 drachma for each of these portions.
That'll do. Thank you very much.
okay, so Hayden, add on 90 drachma. And I was about to say you lose the 3 units of horse flesh, and you also, what are you doing? You're just chucking away this croc meat. You just
I'm gonna
you just throw it off into the side, and you see little white maggots are crawling out of the package, and it puts you in the mind of the little white maggots you saw in the blood of Bad Dog.
Oh yeah. I'll ask him. Do you know where we could sell any hide?
He goes, hi, and he says, mayhaps I do. Maybe you should so see old Sarah Slicer. She's over there. And he points to he points to one of the structures over by the side. He says, she does I don't know, makes clothing, bedding, stuff like that. She'd probably be interested in that.
I've taken off a throne from a Drakmar, and I'll tip him a Drakmar for his time, the information. Thank you.
You're surely very kind.
Okay, so was there anything else you wanted to buy or sell to the butcher while you two are there? This is Quintius and Arnold. I also wanted to ask you, Jan, what are you doing? Arnold and Quintius have gone off to the butcher. Alexa's gone off to a weapon merchant. The shops, which you see like a general store, butcher, greengrocer. There's like a little herbology shop. There's a wood carver. I think, and then we found out there's someone who makes clothing and hide.
I'm going to go check out the wood carver.
Okay, right. So you're going to head off that way. So we're going to move on to Alexa next.
Okay.
Arnold and Quintius have sold some meat. So let me just check your inventory, see what puts you at, Hayden. Horse flesh, 30 kilograms. That puts you down minus 40. That brings you down to 41 kilograms with a 78 carry limit. So you're well under now.
Get rid of his horse.
Sorry?
Once to get rid of his horse hide, I'll be able to carry.
Okay. So anyway, we're going to go to Alexa. Alexa, you head over to Lidl.
Okay.
And he sees you and he immediately recognizes you, Alexa. You are very distinctive. There's no way that he would think that you're anyone but who you are.
He have a proper semi on for her last time.
He's got a semi on for guns, and Alexa knows her guns, so I don't know. I don't know whether he's necessarily attracted to Alexa or not. You're not quite sure about that, Alexa. Alexa probably wouldn't pick up on that anyway.
Was this the guy that had the fancy flintlock type pistol for sale?
He did, yes. He's got a shop in shop in Portugal. He's the one who offered you that weapon for one of your soul stones.
Yeah, thought so.
Yeah, and he helped craft the harpoon cannon. And when he sees you, he goes,
Living in a small world we live in. Lady pleasure to meet you once again.
Nice to see you too. I got some good use out of this, and I'm just going to hold the harpoon cannon as well.
That's a beauty. That's one of the finest weapons I ever made, or helped make. Real proud of that one. So, who you been using it on?
Using it on the orcs. Put a harpoon for the orc's leg, and through some cracks as well.
I'd love to see the look on that orc's face when he got a harpoon in the leg. I bet he didn't like that none.
Not as much as liked it a bit more. Didn't like it as much as the bear trap.
Well, you've been taking a fight to the orcs. That's no easy task.
Well, you've got to get whatever action you can while you can, where you can.
Where you been fighting them?
Out in the bayou.
Oh yeah. Well, we've been going to war with the orcs. I hear they're nearly defeated. That's what I hear. We've been pummeling with the guns of the victorious for a day and a half.
They've got no chance.
Oh no, they ain't no welcome in the bayou. Bayou gonna chew them up and spit them out.
So can you help? Can you help me? I have lots of weapons I want to sell. Are you on the?
Yeah. You come to the right place.
So I'm going to go through the weaponry. I'm going to get rid of the nail gun because it's really heavy.
Really heavy, and it's cool. It's cool, but it's not a viable weapon, really, is it? So no worries. He starts to look through the weaponry that you have on offer, and he says to you while he watches and evaluates, and he says,
"So what brings you out to Grimsport? I seen you around in Portula, but What brings you out this way?
Just trade.
Trade,
Kind
eh?
of- I'm kind of crack.
You come
I mean, kind of
trading,
crack-
Grimsport?
Yeah, just it's where the going with the flow of the bayou. That.
Oh, well, yeah, well. All rivers lead to Grimsport, that's what they say.
Would seem so.
And as he says this, Alexa, you get a strong, overwhelming smell of fish. You look through the weapons, and he sees what you have to sell. So I'm just going to get up another.
Are you trying to tell me that Alexa's bath?
I'm not trying to tell you any such thing, Alexa. Maybe you're just being self-conscious. In fact, you had a bath not too long ago. I think you had a swim in the river, didn't you?
That's true.
Never gets old.
Very good.
That's so funny. Okay, so the nail gun. Okay, so let's have a look. Nail gun. Drive nailer. Okay, so that's 50. Okay, so we've got a nail gun. So that'd be. Okay, so you're looking to try and sell off all your excess weapons. Let's go through weapons in. So we've got a las pistol. You want to keep that? It's your own design. Las carbine. You want to keep them too? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely keep those. I'm
So-
harping.
Knife. You want to keep.
Yeah,
Good quality javelin. You want to keep.
yeah, definitely.
Harpoon cannon. You want to keep.
Yeah.
So stub automatic. Presumably that can go.
Yeah.
Stub auto.
Go on.
Next up we have the nail gun, stub revolver.
I'll get rid of that.
Then we have, after that, we've got bear traps. You want to keep?
Definitely going to keep them. Yeah, they come in handy.
Shotgun. You want to sell it?
Yeah, I'll sell that.
Nail bomb. You want to keep?
Yeah, I do want to keep that. Yeah.
Yeah, that one was given to you by Quintius.
Yeah, I'm going to keep that because I want to try and craft it onto a harpoon.
Okay, he looks you up and down, Alexa, and goes,
Lady, since I'll give you a fair price. I'll give you 300 drachma for all of these.
It's a deal. You got. I'm asking. Did you manage to bring the forge with you?
Bring the forge? You crazy woman, you crazy. It must be all that metal in your head. Of course, I didn't bring no forge with me, obviously. I left my my shop and my workshop in Port Chula. But yeah, when things started going down in the city, they started a whole load of looting. They hanged a whole load of people. And truth be told, the Andromeda's Combine, they finished. Ever since the orcs came, they're holding on to the Port Chula, and they know they're not going to be able to hold it for long. They're real restless there, and they're killing people. So I got out there, I came home. The diggers have always been lying to the family.
I don't blame you. Nice to see you again.
Yeah, nice to see you. But yeah, I got a few tools here. My setup over here is not as good as it is in the town, but I still like to keep a few bits and bobs around.
I'm like, I have an idea, and I'm just going to pull out the nail bomb and pull out a javelin. I want to fix this onto the end of this. Got any tools I can use?
Digger looks at it and he starts to scratch his head and he goes,
Well, I'm no specialist in any fancy bullet trajectories and that sort of thing. I just don't know if that's a good idea, Lady I. I mean, I think it'd be quite a heavy thing to stick on a javelin. Don't see that going very true, do you?
I don't know. Maybe if I put some struts on the bottom of the harpoon cannon, so it can be elevated at an angle, and then I'm just going to place it on the floor like that, and place it on the floor and hold it up, and then just basically gesture to where he's struck.
You go,
You know,
yeah, maybe. You know, come see me later on if you want to do a bit of crafting in the workshop. I'll be here till around 5 or 6. And he gestures to one of the buildings. And he says, "That's where I'm holed up."
sounds like a plan.
Yeah. And his eyes light up at the prospect of making some more weapons with Lady R.
That's cool.
Okay, so I'm going to remove those weapons from your inventory. You gain 300 drachma. Please add that to your inventory, Johnny.
217.
So add 300 drachma and take that off.
Take the
The nail gun, yep. Yeah, if you take off all the weapons as well, you've sold shotgun off. So that puts you, Johnny, at 64 kilograms with 45 limit. So you're still quite a bit over, despite selling all this stuff. So you're gonna have to find some. You're gonna have to find some way around this, or else you're gonna start getting fatigue. Either you dump some gear, or you find someone to take some of your gear, or you're still about 20 kilograms overweight.
What's the heaviest thing you've got?
Okay, I'll go through it in order. It's harpoon cannon is 20 kilograms.
Yeah.
2 bear traps are a total of 10 kilograms.
Okay.
Pots, pans, plates, cutlery, 5 kilograms. Clip harness, 2 kilograms. Oh, the flak helm and vest, I can imagine you want rid of that, but that's 4 kilograms. Good quality javelin, 2 kilograms. Las carbine, 3 kilograms.
As I'm walking away from
two long range boxes are 4 kilograms each.
As I'm walking away from the weapon shop, I'm just going to turn around, stop, and then turn around and be like, "Can I leave this here?
You want to leave what here, sorry?
Can I leave my harpoon cannon you until I come back?"
He goes, yeah, you surely can. You can trust me, Lady R. And he takes the cannon. As you pass it to him, he really struggles with the weight of it.
I'll help.
And then he has to put it down, and he kind of ends up walking it back into his house. But he doesn't leave out with all the other weapons.
Okay, cool.
Alexa, while you are in this area, you also see there are a number of weapons that catch your eye that are put out here.
Yeah.
There are some. Most of it's primitive weaponry, but you also see some decent stuff here as well. You see a grenade launcher, hunting rifles. You see some enforcer auto guns. These are the ones that are used by the Andromeda's Combine.
Yeah.
See some shotguns. You see an Armorsman 10, and you see a heavy stubber. Catches your eye. You also see some stick bombs, which have also been looted from the orcs.
Okay. I'm just asking. I'm like, my sort of light up heavy stubber, sort of, and it triggers some sort of memory from a sort of past, like she has a flashback of like holding one, and the blades of gunfire, and there's a rush of adrenaline of using such a weapon. And then she's just going to look at it, and turn, and just like, how much for the heavy stubber?
Oh, you want one of those stub machine guns? They don't come cheap, Lady R. That's my finest item on display. That'd be for you. And he seems to think for a second, and then he seems to be doing some calculations ahead, and he says, 2,200 drachma, and that's with a discount.
Okay. Let me see what I can come up with.
Okay. We're going to go on to Yarn now. Yarn, you separate from the rest of the group, and you head off to there's like a wood carver, and you see outside her shop there's a few items, but something about this place catches your attention, Yarn.
I knew it.
Maybe it's the prescience, who knows?
But there's definitely something special about this shop, and as you walk in, you see dozens of items, and they're all carved from the same dark wood. Each item you want to reach out and touch to examine. Each object is a work of art. Carvings can be seen ranging from simple charms, necklaces, bracelets, plates, cups, walking sticks, furniture. There's an energy to this place. The room is filled with fine craftwork. Lots of special and unique things can be found here.
It put me in mind of the monk.
It does. It does. You are certain that is the same wood, but you've also got a strong feeling, bordering on certainty, that it's the same carver.
Yeah.
And in the corner,
Might be.
sits a tiny old woman, grey hair, and she looks like she's got arthritic hands, but she still carves some dark wood in her hands, and she's whittling it, and it's almost without looking. And she looks up at you. She goes, "Oh dear." Sorry, guys. Sorry. Oh dear. Sorry. Forgive me a sec. I've just lost it. Who is this? Who comes to my shop? I'm going a bit Monty Python. I'm going to have to try and find another approach. This isn't... Oh, dear. She goes, okay, so she looks up. Her eyes seem slightly cloudy, but she seems to see you.
Got some craft work on throughout.
You got some what, sorry?
Got some craft work playing in the background.
Great, a bit of old school electronic music. Find the song about the calculator. That's the best one.
I am the operator of my pocket calculator. First I'm adding, then subtracting.
Ada, mate, you're crackling a bit there, buddy. I'm just going to take a quick break here. I'm just going to go for a slash and get another beer, and then we'll come back to where Brown is.
I'll crack up some craft work then.
Hayden,
Yes.
when we've sold Hyde, I'm going to try and persuade Arnold to carry a few bits for me.
Okay.
Nothing major, but I need to shed 6 kilos. Can you? You're crackling like mad, Hayden. I can't hear you, Hayden. You're crackling really bad.
Momentary pause.
A momentary pause.
I'll theme music when I do any crafting as well. I'm going to put the satisfaction song on every time I craft.
Okay, I'm back. So yes, this woman, she looks up and she goes, "So, what brings you into my shop?"
Well, I see you got a crafting talent to you, Eddie.
Oh, I like to think
I think
have
I've
some
come across your
more
work elsewhere in the bayou. I'm wondering what else you'll be carving.
all things for all people. Have a look around. See if anything takes your fancy.
Yeah, sure.
You see all sorts of things here. You know, there's items ranging for, you know, all kinds of things. You know, lots of different little charms, accessories, bracelets, rings, but then also functional items like walking staffs. And also, you're pretty sure you've seen a walking cane that Quintius has that, again, you think might be from this very, very same woman.
Oh, okay.
Also, there's furniture here. You know, there's a whole range of items. And each of them seems to be, like I say, a work of art in itself. Something in particular you're looking for?
I've been looking for a cane. Maybe a cane with a blade in it.
And she goes, oh, I don't know about that sort of thing. I have some walking sticks. And she takes you over to, there's a couple. There's one which is like a high staff up to shoulder, with like a gnarled spherical head on it. And then there's another one which is obviously designed for a smaller person, but which you think would probably be a bit too small for you. But the staff, you think it's a decent size, even for you with your excessive height. And she goes, "Oh, you're a tall one."
Oh, what's the weather like up there, Sonny? Oh.
Sorry, say again. What did she point out?
She shows you to a couple of walking staffs, but one of them, there's only really one of them which you think is the correct for your height, and it's a staff, and it almost comes up to your shoulder. So for most of the biofolk, this would probably be a really tall staff, and it could probably also be used perhaps like a weapon. And it's carved, it's subtly carved. It's got a gnarled spherical head on it. It looks almost like the branch of a tree in some regards, but it has been carved somewhat. And it does call to you slightly. But as for a sword stick cane, she does not have any of those.
How much for this stuff, man?
And she goes, "Oh, that one is no, hang on a sec. That one, I'll come to you in a minute. I'm just finding me bit." And she says, "Oh, that's
Strange mutation.
she goes, it's a fine charm, that one. For you, sir, 320 drachma.
Okay, thank you. I don't have that much money on me at the moment, but I'll surely be back for it.
She says, "Oh yes, it suits you."
Don't you, sir?
I'm losing control, guys. Sorry. Okay, so you head out of the shop. So all you guys are at the same point in time now. Are you meeting back up, or?
We were off to the hide.
Yeah.
Weren't
Okay,
we?
you are. But like I say, the other guys have finished where they were,
Yeah.
so they can come and join you, or they can maybe do other things as well.
Yeah.
It's up to you guys. So what's happening, guys? So Arnold and Quintius are going off to a leather worker to try and sell some hide.
Mhm.
Jan and Alexa, would you like to join them, or did you have something else you want to do here at the market?
I don't think there's anything else I want to do. I just wanted to scope out, like, while I'm in there, can I see anything that puts me in mind of the idol?
Nothing exactly like that. Nothing which is a open like idol of a laughing monk. There's nothing like that specifically like that there. There's no representations of a laughing monk there. I'll say the one thing that there's something about that shop. It is it's magical.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, actually. Before I leave, can I ask her if she would take the show the idol and ask if she would take this in part exchange?
You're taking out the idol of the laughing monk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you take it out, and the candles that are lighting the room seem to flicker slightly. And is it your imagination? Do you hear laughter upon the wind? It must be.
Yeah.
And you show her the item, and even though her eyes are clouded and roomy, she looks it over and she immediately recognizes it. She goes, "Oh, and, where did you find this, my dear?"
Out in the bayou, I think its owner no longer had a use for it.
She goes, "Oh, you mean he's dead?"
Well, ask no questions, I tell no lie.
Oh, yes. Nice piece. Some of my finest work.
I can tell it's got power. We take it in part exchange for this stuff.
And she goes, she looks at her and says,
An item like this should have a new owner.
she goes, "Well, it is right that an item such as this should go to a true believer in the Laughing Monk, not like you."
Not like me, man. We are a
She takes the item and says, "I'll give you the staff in trade."
That's very kind of you. I thank you kindly.
Okay, so you can add a dark carved wooden staff. It is of good quality. It operates like a staff would. I'd like you to pick a statistic.
Ooh.
And the staff will give +1 to said statistic.
Skill letter.
And then please remove the idle Laughing Monk from your possession.
Åh! Ja.
Sorry?
Wood staff. So, okay. I'll look that up later.
Okay, so you can make a decision later off then. So this staff will give +1 to a statistic of your choice.
Yeah, weapon skill.
You want to give +1 weapon skill. Okay, so it's +1 weapon skill staff. But otherwise, you can also use it as a weapon.
Yeah.
And it's of it's of higher value than a regular staff. So if you ever want to sell it,
Yeah.
it'll have a higher resale value. Okay, so now you're all along to the same timeline again. Are you heading back and joining the others, or did you want to go off on your own and do anything else, James? Or are you going to rejoin with Arnold and Quintius?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And what about you, Alexa? Are you heading back?
Yeah, owner her name before I leave.
Yeah, I'll try. I'll rejoin them.
No, she says, my name. I've got a perfectly good name, and I'll tell you it right now. My name is Leandrin, Mistress Leandrin. And she's holding on to the idol. You feel like a weight has been removed from your shoulders. You feel so much better now that this is the first time in a while that you've got rid of both the idols, and you feel better for that.
Yeah.
And it seems that she's happy with this trade, and she's holding the idol, and she's holding at hand. Not quite caressing it, but she doesn't seem to want to let it out of her hands now that she has it. She's like holding it close to herself.
It'd be cursed, man.
Okay, so you're all back together now. You guys are heading off to a leather worker. You want to sell some hide. I'm going to. I might just speed this up a bit. So the hide. What have we got here then? So this is horse hide, right? And we've got it's croc hide that we've got here.
Croc hide, yeah.
2 units of croc hide. Okay, so the I just want to speed this through a bit. So the merchant will give you 70 drachma for this hide.
Is that for 2 units?
For 2 units.
Okay.
Are you happy with that? Will you take the trade?
Yeah, I'm not good enough at haggling to worry about that. So yeah, I'll take that.
So add on 70 drachma. We'll delete the 2 units of croc hide. This shop is really quite basic. The clothing and the armor on display doesn't really interest any of you. There's nothing special or unique, exciting here. But if you want some primitive armor or some primitive clothing, you could buy it here.
Okay. As we're walking out the shop after doing that, unless Arnold wanted to fucking talk to the guy at all. Oh, you got horse hide as well, yeah.
Oh, you want to sell some horse hide as well, have you got? So horse hide, let's have a look. So you've got, where's your horse hide? I don't see it on you.
It's there. It's the other one left.
No. Let me check. Yeah, I mean, I don't remember.
Maybe it's because I was clicked on it.
Let's have a look. It's fine, man. I'm just checking it. So we've got 3 units of horse hide. Okay. Okay, so 3 units of horse hide. She will give you 60 drachma for.
Oh well, yeah.
For them all.
Take the trade.
Okay.
Okay. And as we're leaving, I don't particularly want to roleplay this much unless Hayden really wants to, but I'm going to try and persuade Arnold to carry some shit for me. And it's not a lot.
Okay, you happy being a bit pack horse here?
I've got a bit of space now, so yeah.
It's not just generic shit. It's stuff that is useful to us as a group. So, torture tools.
Okay,
I don't know what they weigh.
Half a kilogram.
Okay.
There's a bit of weight to them.
Yep. I've got 6 days rations.
Moral weight.
I'm happy to share with the group.
Okay.
I'm going to sneak into his pack my rebreather and clip harness.
Okay.
What weight am I at now, Al?
That'll put you at 20 with a carrier limit of 18.
What does my pistol weigh?
2.5.
I'm going to slip Mumsy into Hayden's pack because it's a bit fancy for around here.
Okay. So that'll bring you underweight, but only just.
Yep. And then, as I finish putting the last few bits of my stuff into Hayden's pack, into Annie's pack, I'm going to say, oh, and one other thing. As I told you before, Arnold, Thespis always pays his debts, and I'm going to give him 10 drachma of what I owe him.
Let me add that to my.
Yeah, please. Yeah, have you added the 60 drachma in for the hide?
Yeah,
and add another 10 on.
10.
And then when we meet up with Yarn, I'm going to give Yarn 10 of what I owe him as well.
Okay.
So I owe them both 55 each still. Thank you, Arnold. Thank you very much. I was getting a bit tired. Perhaps when we get a bit of free time, we could, you could show me some exercises to build up my strength a little.
That's okay. 1 second, Quintus. Carry this bag. It'll make your legs strong.
Shit. Well, that backfired.
And he chuckles to himself.
Okay, guys. So have you finished? Is there anything else you're wanting to buy or sell in the marketplace, or are you happy to move on elsewhere?
I think I'm done.
Okay. So, what are you? What's your plans next then? So, on the map of Grimsport, you're roughly in the. There's a red circle where you are. Your rough location.
So what is it now? Just after midday, something like that.
It's a bit later now. We were looking at about more like, let's say, 2 o'clock.
Okay. Should we find ourselves some digs for the night, gentlemen, and of course, madam?
Why are you talking like that, Quincy?
Because I have a persona to keep up with, Lady R.
Well,
Unlike some, I am maintaining my cover.
Well, it sounds ridiculous.
Well, I really do not give a shit. This was the whole point of Quintius in the first place, so I could do stupid
no.
accents.
I know. I'm just playing with you. Carry on. If it makes you happy.
I'm gonna give Alexa a little playful pat on the back as we're going.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go find the.
Do you like that part of the not threats to Quintius? She's grown used to him.
Got an idea.
Let's go find the stump in. Say again, Hayden. What was that?
1 minute. If Alexa is spotted too much, remember what Big Mo said. He said people might rob attack us to get the augment. So I'm sorry, Alexa, but I think you need to cover them up with something. Maybe some
No. Yeah. I think that's perhaps a good idea. We maybe do need to cover Miss Alexa's augmentations.
That's quite hard. At least she's got them all over, including a face.
Heavy hooded robe.
I'm just gonna be like, I don't believe we'll have any problem. I'm just gonna pat my last pistol.
I'm gonna pat my shotgun and go, I believe we might.
Quintius, a fly lands upon your cheek. You cast it aside, but it buzzes around. Doesn't seem to go too far.
Can I try and shoot it?
You can try and shoot the fly.
I'm not going to shoot the fly.
Okay, that would be a mistake to shoot the fly, but you are welcome to do it. We welcome mistakes here in Darkest Heresy.
Do I
Temptation.
No, that would be metagaming. Okay, I'm gonna just swat the fly. That's it.
Okay, you just swat it away, and it flies off. It doesn't seem to fly off too far, and it's just a really fat, heavy fly buzzing around.
Okay.
What you need.
Okay.
We head to the stump.
Well, you're not quite sure where it is, but you ask directions, and you get told that it's in the the main part of the town. There's like a series of walls at this location that are protecting some of the more critical structures in the town, and it's here that you'll find the stump. And if you look on your map, it's this large blue building which I'm pinging at now.
Yep.
Okay. So you're heading off towards it.
Yeah.
You walk in. You walk that way, and you walk into town. Now, here, in the centre of the town proper, you see something golden, something that catches the light and gleams bright and wonderfully golden. Here, in the centre of town, is a statue, massive, beautiful, the work of a master craftsman. It is a statue of the laughing monk. Rotund in belly, bald, and his grin is infectious. Unconsciously, your mouth starts to echo his smile. But here in Grimsport, there's something different about this idol compared to, say, the wooden idol that Jan has previously possessed. There is an extra symbol, not present on the images you've seen before. Here, on this golden idol, is a symbol carved into the monk's forehead. 3 linked circles.
Ah, mother!
I'd like everyone to make a willpower test.
Al, I am going to make this, but before I do make this, can I just ask, have we seen something about a golden image of this statue before?
There was talk about it in Alexa's big game. There's rumours that in Grimsport they all get naked and dance around this golden statue.
That was it. Yeah. That was it.
And I think Gumbo might have said something similar like that before as well. So
yeah,
you've heard rumours of this golden statue, but now you see it with your own eyes, and it is beautiful. But also, something is wrong here. So willpower test for everyone. These are miasma tests, so you'll have modifiers to these. Also, Quintus, you're on a -10 because of drunkenness.
Yeah.
I'd like to use my fate point to reroll my.
Go on.
Sorry, I fucked that up. I get a +20 from tainted and medicated.
Yes, I think most of you have +20 from tainted and medicated, apart from Jan, who is neither tainted nor medicated. But still passes. What's your 16? Where's your 16 from, Brownie? That's
that is resilient. It is Mind Fortress and one from the test.
Yep. Okay. So Jan passes. Arnold passes. After using a fate point. Jonathan has passed, and you say you've passed.
Yeah, Quintus has passed because I rolled it with a -10, but he had a +20 on top of that I forgot to account for. So
yes. Okay, so none of you.
I have just passed.
None of you gain corruption as you stare upon the golden idol of the laughing monk.
Who knew?
Get used to it now.
Fucking Nurgle, man.
I know.
But none of us know that. None of us know that, do we? We don't know anything about Nurgle.
Jan.
What, Ross and Ross?
Jan can make a Forbidden Law demonology test.
Go on. May as well.
Oh, wait.
Jan. No, go on, sorry, go on.
I have Forbidden Law cults. Would that apply?
Sorry, Forbidden Law what? Sorry?
Cult. Not cunts. Forbidden Law cunts is something completely different. You may make a test here, but make it at a -10, please.
So -20 because I'm drunk.
It's not really. Demonology is the correct one in this particular case.
Yeah.
You can make one at -10.
The cult I've witnessed before wasn't Nurgle.
No, it wasn't. So, Jan, you know what these 3 circles are. You've seen this symbol on your homeworld on Dusk. This is the symbol of the Plague God, the Grandfather. This is the symbol of the Fly King, the god of death, disease, but also of rejuvenation and rebirth. This is a symbol of one of the 4 chaos powers. It is a heretical symbol, and here it is on free display, beset upon a golden idol of incredible worth. You know all you need to know when you look upon this symbol. You know that this place must be given over, whether they know it or not. But this laughing monk is an aspect of Grandfather Nurgle.
Yeah, I'll tell the guys. So we must not tarry here. We must leave at the earliest opportunity. This
this monk. He is an effigy of the plague. It could be engraved there. Plague on the soul, not just the body, man. We can never recover from such things. This is the highest of the darkest powers. We must leave.
I'm going to draw really close to Yarn and say, well, I didn't need you to tell me that this was a bad place, but now you've spoken such words, I think you're right. We should expedite this situation. We need to, how do they put it in the orchestral pit? Stop fucking about and get on with it.
Yeah, and I'll put this whole town to the flame.
Well, we can do that from orbit, can't we? Especially with Miss Alexa.
The only way to be sure.
Take off. Nuke the place from orbit. Couldn't agree more.
Alexa picks the box like requesting orbital bombardment. Mike Warner.
No, not right now, Alexa. Just easy does it. Easy does it.
Scratch that. Cancel. Okay. And I don't do that.
Okay. So you head over to the Stomp, yeah? Is that your next port call?
Yeah.
It doesn't look too of an appetizing drink establishment. It's mainly a wood building. You walk in, and there's a sour smell in here. Smell of sweat and sour ale. And you walk in. There's something unsavory about this place. And as you walk in, there are about 7 or 8 patrons at the bar, and they all look around when you come in and look at you.
The music stops.
It goes a bit quiet. You're definitely noticed, and so you hear one of the patrons doing, "I don't think they're local." Alexa, you clock over in the one of the corners of this bar, and you see a group of people playing a game of cards, and you recognise the game. The game is Suicide, and it's a game that you played previously at the Honeypot Casino. And you also recognise one of the players, and it's Limmerino, the one who you referred to earlier, to Mo. And you knew that he was here, and now you see him, and he's in the bar. There's a load of smoke as well in the bar. Lots of people smoking, and he sees you. And Alexa, you are very noticeable. Your augmentics make you stand right out, and he makes eye contact with you.
I'm gonna
he smiles.
I'm gonna incline my head. There'll be like a little sort of twinkle, sort of in the corner of one eye.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just nod like that.
And you say, and it seems that the amount of money at stake, and they're playing with money, not with chips.
Yeah.
As before, they're actually playing with drachma. Uh-oh. What we got there, Dave? Is that some Christmas spirit?
Yeah, this is Ballantyne's finest Scotch whiskey from my brother.
Very good.
Let's see what it's like.
Let's see. Very good.
Lovely.
Okay, so Alexa, yeah, you see him. He's playing cards. They're playing with drachma rather than chips. The amounts of money are not as high as at the honeypot, but not insignificant either.
Okay.
And as you walk in, it seems to be that Lim is taking a pot from one of his fellow players who you don't recognise. You don't recognise anyone else at the table.
Okay.
And most of them, they look kind of a bit greasy, a bit ill-dressed. It's you see there's a load of sawdust on the floor.
Yeah.
But it looks like it hasn't been changed, too recently.
Okay.
And there's the smell. You think someone's vomited somewhere. I don't know. Maybe it's got ingrained into the walls.
I'm gonna filter that out.
Okay, you filter out all the bad smells and the dirtiness of this place.
And I'm gonna head over.
Okay, you're going to head over to the game. There is a man stood at the bar, an innkeep. He's cleaning he's got a dirty cup in his hand, but he's not even cleaning it.
Okay.
He just puts it on the side.
I will. I will just go straight past him. Head straight over to the
You're going
table.
to head straight over to the game. Okay. What's everyone else saying? Are you staying together, or are you splitting the party?
Oh God. Sorry. I'm sorry. I've got to text my brother and just say thank you because that is fucking incredible.
Cool.
Right. I'm going to. Quintus is going to head over to the bar, but keep an eye on Alexa as she's heading off.
Okay, Jan. What about you? You going to the bar? You going to the game of cards, or do you want to do something else?
I think I'd like to go outside and get some fresh air, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay. You walk outside and you feel immediately better. There's something off about that place. There's something off about this whole settlement.
Fucking Grimsby, man.
Quintus feels right at home.
How do you know? How do you know it's ripped off of Grimsby? How do you know that? How do you know that Grimsby's given over to Nurgle?
Because he kept saying it smelled of fish.
Yeah. Oh dear. I was hoping. Yeah, I thought that was a fairly obvious reference, but I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know whether. Sometimes you don't know what people clock and what they won't. I mean, Alexa was thinking, "Oh, are you saying that I haven't had a wash recently?" No, Johnny, you're in Grimsby here. That's why. It's
I know. That's it's a place reference like Grimsport. It's like, well, Grim, of course.
Okay, so Alexa, you head over to the game. Oh, sorry, Arnold, what are you doing? Are you heading outside? You going to the bar, or are you going to the game, or something else?
I'll go to the bar with Quintus.
Okay.
It's always the same. Quintus and Arnold always go to the bar everywhere we go.
Well,
Okay.
I didn't know whether to go outside, but I need to kind of get used to this sour shit. He knows what Fenris in toilet smells like. This isn't too far off.
As we're heading over to the bar, and I'm keeping an eye on Alexa, I'm not going to say anything to Arnold, but I am going to make eye contact with him and point at Alexa and do the whole sort of sneaky. I don't want everyone to see I'm doing, but I'm basically suggesting, keep an eye on her.
There is an empty chair at the table. Alexa, do you sit down?
I will. I'm like, mind if I join you?
Lim looks over and goes, "Well, if it ain't the Lady R."
If it isn't,
Gosh,
if it isn't Lim Marino.
nice to see you around again. I'm surprised you got any money left after your last adventure at the honeypot.
I'm just going to blurt some binary that might sound like laughing. Fuck off.
He goes, "Oh, don't think nothing of it. That old Tony, he's a mean poker player. He wins plenty times, but I don't know if Tony's still with us. He went off took the train off to Changa City. I don't know if he ever got out of there though when the orcs came."
Did it arrive on time or late?
I don't know. Surely I don't, but I know most people who were in Changa City when the orcs came. They never made it out.
Not the place to be right now.
No, certainly not. And there's a couple of the other patrons. They're not really who aren't paying too much here, and they're talking amongst themselves. And they go, "Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard old Wesley Marino. He's been stealing. He's been putting all his money towards that Lily and the honeypot." And everyone says, "Yeah, he daren't show his face around here again. He'll get strung up. No one steals from the family and gets away with it."
Perfect.
And everyone says, "Well, that honeypot girl, she must surely have some claim on him to make him betray his own kind. I heard she can do incredible things with that gift of hers."
That extra tongue.
Alexa, you sit down at the table. Would you like to buy in? And if
I
so,
will.
how many drachma would you like to buy in for?
I'll buy him for 100 to start off with.
Okay, so you put in 100 drachma in front of you. And we're going to play a round of cards. This is... So I'm going to get out my pack of cards.
Okay.
I'm going to deal us
Yeah,
around.
I'm the worst card player in the history of cards.
You don't have a great track record. But you never know. Maybe these guys aren't as big a fish as the ones who play in the big game. You see that 100 drachma seems to be about the buy-in. Lim has about 300 drachma in front of him. Father Utah Lazenby, he's just rebuying because he just lost a load of chips to Lim. And he buys in at 150 drachma. So I'm going to deal the cards.
Okay.
Do you remember the rules, Johnny, or do you want me to go through them again?
No idea. Not
No
clue.
idea. Okay, the game is a derivative of Texas Hold'em.
Okay.
if
Yeah,
you
I've sort of got an idea.
You start off with 2 cards in your hand, and there'll be 5 community cards
Oh, yeah.
that come in the middle, and they come in a series of 3, then 1, then 1.
Yep.
The order of the card rankings are in the rules handout. If you look in the handout section of Roll20,
Yeah.
there's suicide hand rankings there, and that will tell you which hands are better than which. And at the end, you know, each round of betting, you get a chance to, bet or fold. And at the end, assuming anyone's still in, you show your cards, and whoever has the highest ranking hand wins the chips.
Okay.
So the cards that you have, Johnny, are the 9 of masks and the 8 of crows. So you have a 9 and an 8, which is a mid-range hand. They're connected. And you look around, and you can immediately tell that Father Utah Lazenby beside you. And you get a quick introduction to these guys, so you know who's playing against. But it's Father Utah. You can tell that he's drunk. He's got a large glass of this ale in front of him. But you can tell he stinks of the booze. His face is red. His eyes are red. So you immediately clock that at least one of your opponents is probably not up to the game.
Okay.
So I'm just going to put your hand into the... so we've got 8 of masks, 9 of crows.
Is this Al? Sorry, is this based entirely on your cards that you deal, or is there any character skill involved?
It's character skill involved. It's the gamble skill comes into play, and that each round of betting there's a gamble roll, and it's like a pose test. But ultimately your cards still matter. So it's a mix between real life cards and the use of the gamble skill.
Well, guess which motherfucker's taking gamble next? Because I can play Texas Hold'em.
I can't.
Well, I would help you if I could, Johnny, but that would be meta.
No, I've had a bit. I'm a bit more clued up than I was when I first started.
Where's that gone then?
Still terrible at it. Still terrible at it, but you know, I've got some experience now.
I have a 25% win ratio at Texas Hold'em. In other words, I've played 4 times and won once.
Okay, Johnny. We're going to play a round of cards then. So you look at the dealer, and you realise the dealer has no teeth.
Okay.
Apart from that, she's quite pretty. First of all, you get to make an initial round of betting. So what we do to start with is we make a gamble roll, and I'll make one for each of the players. And you need to make a gamble roll as well.
Okay.
So how many degrees of success did you get?
I got 1.3 degrees of failure.
1 point. Okay, so 1 degree of failure.
Yep.
Would you like to re-roll that with a fate point?
Good. I would like to, but I don't have one.
Sorry.
So
Um,
that's what we make. So
Such a bastard, GM.
yeah, I can't deny that one. That was. I mean, I actually felt bad when I said it. Just a little bit bad.
good. Enjoy it.
But... you get your kicks where you can, don't you?
Yeah.
So immediately then, so we're starting off. Play is with Father Utah Lazenby, and he bets 20 drachma.
Okay, I'm going to fold straight away.
Gonna fold straight away.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll skip that round of cards, and we'll play one more round, and then we'll go on to the others.
Okay.
So some money changes hands. Let's see. So if he was going first, he would be in the small blind. Okay. So I'll play one more. Okay, so Alexa.
Yeah.
You have a 12 of tomes and a 6 of mass.
Okay.
It's not a great hand.
All hands are great hands if you know how to play them.
Oh, this is true, but some are greater than others. I'd like you to make another gamble roll.
Okay. It's even worse. I'm going to fold again, and just we can move on to the next.
No
Guys.
worries. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a time hogger cards, so but
Yeah. So I don't want to hog
no, but I also wanted to just give you the chance to play a couple of hands. So
It's okay.
what we might do, it depends where we end today and whatever. It's like you may have the opportunity if you want to actually play some cards in like some intermission time. We can maybe do that, but if not, or you can just simply leave it. So you fold again. You play a couple of hands. You fold again. This time it's David Marino, and he wins big. He flips a pair of kings, and he takes a significant pot from a lem. And then we're going to move back over to the bar, which is where Arnold and Quintius are.
Okay.
So there's a barman there. He looks like quite a small and wiry fellow. Doesn't look like he's washed in a decade or so.
Is he cleaning a glass with a dirty rag?
No, he has a dirty glass, but he's not cleaning it.
Oh, okay. That's a bit of a twist. Well, hello there, sir. I'm looking for 2 things that perhaps you can provide me and my companions with. First of all, a drink, and second of all, lodgings for a night or 2. How are you fixed?
The guy sniffs, and you see that he seems to have like a snotty nose, and he goes, "Yeah, cool. We got drinks. You want ale or you want moonshine?"
Let me.
Here's per cup of this ale. I've been after ale since I got here.
Let me would like an ale.
Oh, ale 1 drachma. What about
Okay,
you,
pass it over and
fancy
pass
man?
My cup over and tell him to fill mine up.
He looks at you, Quintus, and he goes,
Oh, some nice shoes.
Well, they're damn fine shoes. You know it. You're a man of taste. I can see that.
So he pours an ale. It's got a large head on it, and he passes it over to Arnold. Did you say you were? What do you say, Arnold?
I
You
was
said
passing it my tankard over to fill
Okay,
that up.
yeah. Okay, so he fills the ale into the tankard. What about you, Quintus? Do you want a drink?
I would. Yes, I'll have an ale. Also, what else did he say he had?
You got moonshine.
Got ale and moonshine.
Surprisingly, no sarsaparilla here.
Good. Where's Yarn right now? Yarn went outside,
Yarn's
didn't
outside, yeah.
he?
And, you do envy him slightly.
Okay, I'm going to buy 4 ales.
Okay, so that's 4 drachma, please.
And I'm going to hand him my hip flask and say, any chance of filling that up with your finest moonshine, sir?
He looks up and he goes, surely will. That'll be another 5 drachma.
Hey,
So 9 drachma. Would you please take that off your...
I will.
And he goes, a room for the night. How many for?
Well, there'd be 4 of us.
You all been down the same room. There's only room really for 2 in the bed at a push.
We'll take 2 rooms, sir.
Okay, 2 rooms. That'd be 20 drachma for the night.
20 drachma, no problem. So 29 drachma all time.
Okay, so you get a couple of rooms, and he hands you over the key.
Okay.
I've got the cost of the rooms.
No. Quintus is buying it.
Quintus is splashing the cash because it passes through his hands like water.
I don't know if you've noticed, but money means absolutely fucking nothing to Quintus, and he just spends it as soon as it comes into his hands. Right. So that's 29 drachma. What am I on now? 67. So that's 58. No. Yes, 58. 38 drachma I have left. Right. I'm going to, thank you kindly, sir, pocket the hip flask and the key. I'm going to hand Lemmy his ale, and give him an ale for Alexa and say, why don't you take that over to your friend over there who's playing cards? I'm going to head out towards Yarn.
Okay. So you head out towards Yarn.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone drinking the ale?
I'm going to drink mine once to get next to Alexa.
Yeah.
Are you sure you want to do that?
Oh, maybe not. I'll neck it now.
Okay, you drink the ale. The ale is, you're Fenris and you've got an iron stomach, but this ale is kind of weak and sour, and it's a poor excuse of an ale. And you almost, in fact, you'd prefer sarsaparilla to this shit. And that's how bad it is.
Do I get plus 30 on the toughness test?
You do. Okay, so you drink the ale. It's passable at a push. Your stomach doesn't like it too much, but it goes down. You head over to the game. So let's get an Arnold on here. So you head over to the game. There's a lot of smoking at this table. As you head over, you see one of the players has just won a significant hand. This David fellow. And you walk up to Alexa. What are you doing?
Hand her a ale.
And I'll be like, what was your cover name?
Is that what he's saying?
No, his cover name was Lemmy. Don't you fuck with me, Alan. I will metagame my way out of that.
Thank you, Lemmy.
Okay, so you hand over an ale, Alexa. And there's an ale in front of you, and you see this is the same stuff that Father Utah is drinking.
I'll take a sample of it.
Okay, take a sample. Make a tech use test, please. Okay, you designate this as rotgut ale.
Yeah.
That's how you would designate it. Has an alcohol content. There's a small percentage of methanol in there as well. Yeah, not great.
It's not poison, technically.
I mean, methanol is poison, but...
Yeah, but it's not like intentionally poison to kill us.
No, just a small amount.
Yeah.
But more than 0.
Candy bar.
I'll drink it.
I mean, let's not be judgmental. We've all done shit that could have killed us. So
some more than others.
I'm not talking about in game.
No, I have very young.
Are you drinking the ale, Alex?
Yeah.
So what are you doing, Arnie? You give her the ale. Make a cruise test at +30 when you drink the ale.
Who's that, Alexa?
Yeah, Alexa. I mean, you've already made yours, haven't you, Arnold?
Yeah,
So.
Sorry.
or a toughness test at +30.
That's really nice.
You enjoying it?
Give it over, Dave. I need to stay off the whiskey for another 20 minutes.
I passed.
Sorry.
Okay, so you hold your ale. Alexa. You shunt a portion of the ale off that you think might be hazardous to you. Okay, what else are you doing, Arnold, while you're here? You passed her the drink.
I'm going to see if I can get in on a one round of cards.
You want to... you ask, is the space at the table? And Lim looks around. Is anyone done? You look done. And Lazenby looks up and says, "I'm not done. I'm going to play another hand." And then David says, he's the one who's just won a big hand. And he says, "Well, maybe I'll go and spend a bit of my money. You can take my seat if you want, Mr. Lemmy, was it?"
Thank you.
Okay.
Down.
So David takes his leave.
What's the buy-in?
The minimum buy-in, you ask the minimum buy-in and it says, "Well, we're not too fussy here, but I recommend you put in at least 100 or else you ain't really got enough to play with."
Right. So I'll stick 100 creds in front of me.
100 drachma, right? Okay, just one moment, guys.
One moment, please.
Alexa?
Yep.
100 drachma.
Yeah, we're playing.
And Arnold. 100 drachma.
Try to get some of my drachma off me.
He is, you know it. And then he'll gloat at you.
Yeah.
Right, so...
It's tradition.
Okay, so, however, where you be sat, Arnold, you would be immediately into the big blind. So that means you'd have to put in a minimum bet of 10 drachma, which is the big blind. And Limerino pays a small blind of 5 drachma. So now I'm going to deal the cards out, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to messenger both Alexa and Arnold what your hand is, rather than telling you out loud, for obvious reasons. Okay, I'll be messaging you now, so... Okay, I'll do it off of Facebook here, so...
Okay.
Okay, so I've sent a Facebook Messenger to both Hayden and Jonathan. Let me know when you've received that.
Okay, yeah.
You've got it, because it doesn't register that you've seen it on my screen, but as long as you both know what cards you've got, it's not a problem.
Yeah, I'll make
So now, because normally, oh yeah, I can see you now. So please, excuse me, make a gamble roll, each of you, for the first round.
Okay.
Okay, so Arnold, you're on -4.
fold.
Jonathan, you're on 1. So you don't need to fold because you're in the big blind. So Jonathan, action starts with you. Would you like to bet?
Yeah, I'll bet. I'll put 10 in.
So Alexa bets 10. Lazenby, the drunkard, matches your 10. Samuel folds. Comes round to Lim, who's in the small blind. And he pays the extra 5. Stays in for 10. Arnold, would you like to check or raise? Or fold? There's no reason to fold.
What cards are in the middle?
None.
Or is that the gamble roll?
There's a gambling on each round, and the gambling affects whether you pick up tells off your opponents. It affects sort of hunches you get. You're gambling. It doesn't necessarily affect. I mean, it's not affecting. I'm playing with a pack of cards here.
All right. Okay.
But the gamble rolls will have other effects around the table. Like, for example, if you make poor gamble rolls, it may be that other people gets tells off you. Like you give information away, so people get hints as to what hands you're holding, because you don't have a good poker face. Is one example.
All right. I'll put 10 in.
Well, I'll say you're already in at 10 because you're in the big blind.
Oh.
So the big blind is a forced bet. You've got to pay 10. So so you're already in. So you're not raising it further. You're just going to stay at 10. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's 40 drachma in the pot, and 3 cards come down. These are community cards, and they are the Ace of Rams, the 5 of Rams, and the Queen of Crows. And I'll add this onto the screen. Okay, so where do we go from here? So betting starts. Well, first of all, we do another round of gamble at this stage. So make a gamble roll, please. Anyone who's left in.
Fold.
Well, it's not come to you yet, but obviously you can fold when it should go.
I'll do a gamble roll anyway.
Yeah.
So a slight fail on me.
How many? What? So what? Fail
It was a
by.
failure, but no degree of failure, but it was 0.1.
And what about you, Arnold? What was your roll, please?
5.
5 failure. So you're up to a total of 9 degrees of failure. Betting starts with Lim Marino. And Lim checks. He doesn't bet. He doesn't fold. He just checks. And action goes around to Arnold.
Arnold's going to fold.
I mean, you don't have to fold yet, but you can do. Okay, you check. Alexa, are you betting or checking?
I'm going to bet.
You're going to bet how much?
I'm going to slide 50 drachma into the thing.
Okay, Alexa bets a significant bet, 50 drachma. And immediately, Lazenby beside you, he winces, and he slurs, and he goes, "Goddamn metal fucking lady," under his breath, but not very quiet. And he folds reluctantly. And then it comes around to Lim, who looks you over, and he makes a big play of watching you and looking over you, Alexa, and then he folds as well.
Okay.
Arnold, can I guess what you're going to do?
Fold.
You fold. Alexa, you take the full pot.
Okay.
So you gain. Have you taken off any chips for this hand? As in, have you taken? Okay, so what you get is you get 30 profit. Okay, so you get you've put 60 in, and you get a pot of 90, so you gain 30 profit. Okay.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay. So play carries on at the table for a little bit. We're going to go outside to Quintius and Jan, see what they get up to.
Okay.
So you're outside at the minute. He's brought you an ale.
Is there anyone around?
There are people around. It's a reasonably busy settlement. So if you want to talk to each other on the quiet, you'll have to.
Yeah.
Do it on the hush hush.
So reasonably quiet. I'm going to approach Jan and say, Jan, my boy, I brought you a drink. And I'm going to take him his ale.
Cheers, man. That I'm not going to drink it.
Yeah, make an intelligence test at plus 30, Jan, please. Okay, Jan, you immediately clock that your cover name here is Marley, and he just named you Jan, the name which is also incidentally on the bounty that is out for you. And you wince slightly inside. You don't drink the sour ale.
I'm going to say to him, are you okay, boy? You seem to want to be out of that place pretty darn quick.
I'll be better if you don't use my proper fucking name, you fool.
Oh, sorry, Jan. Oh, yeah. I'm going to quell a bit and then regain my posture and say, is the local establishment naughty or lacking, Marley, my friend?
No, man, I don't want to spend another minute here. We need to leave, man.
I understand your trepidation at the prospects within this particular establishment. Understand me when I say I have seen such dens of iniquity before in my life.
I know where you guys spent all your time, all your money, and parts of your soul.
Marley, my friend, I do not think you understand as much as you would like to think that you understand.
I told you, man, the player god realm. This is the realm of the player god. You can smell it, can't you? You can smell the inside of that place. You smell this whole fishy fucking town, man. We need to leave, and we need to leave soon. This ain't no time for playing cards and drinking piss, man.
I understand. I agree with you completely, my friend. We should not be playing cards right now. We should be achieving our objectives. However, right now, that is the situation we are in. So we need to play this smart. We need to get our friends away from that game. And we need to formulate a plan. Now, do I have your attention?
I'd rather be facing the Arcs than hanging around here, man. Let's go see a reptile.
We cannot just walk in and say, hello, Mr. Reptile. We would like to see your painting. We need to think about this carefully, my good friend Marley.
I'm not interested in seeing this painting, man, but we can work for him and gain his trust and maybe some inside information.
Exactly.
Can you both make an awareness test, please, Jan and Quintius?
That's it's a fail. Unless there's some bonus.
No bonus, straight awareness test, please.
4 degrees failure.
Okay.
I agree with you completely, Marley, but right now, our friends are involved in a card game, and we need to get them away from this card game. And I'm going to need your help to get them away, because they don't fucking listen to me if you ain't noticed.
Okay, man, let's go. We're seeing way too much.
And I'm gonna link arms with him really briefly, even though he's right up here, and just go, I don't know what you're talking about, you can sense in there, but I seen some bad shit too, my friend. The difference between me and those guys in there is that I'm good at pretending, and they ain't.
You tell yourself whatever you tell yourself, man. Come on, we got to get out of here, and we got to stop fucking chatting about this shit in front of the street.
Well, I didn't see no option, considering half of us are inside playing cards and you're out here on your own. Now you're gonna help me get them out of that game, or you're gonna stand out here and be a pussy.
Dear. Oh dear, dear, dear. Is that the whiskey talking, or is that Quintius? I don't
No,
know.
that's Quintius. That's full on Quintius.
Dave.
Oh,
That's
dear.
Dave on the pot.
Just how much of this sauce have you been drinking, man?
I ain't drunk nothing since we got off the boat. However, as I say that, I am then gonna quaff half of my beer.
Okay, please make a cruise test at plus 20.
Okay.
Boshing with your staff. Try it out.
Oh.
Crush him with my thumb in a minute.
3 degrees of failure.
Okay, you drink the ale, and your stomach just twists slightly, and you think, oh no, not again. I'm not going to vomit again on this planet, surely not. But then, blissfully, the moment passes, but you break out in a bit of a sweat, and there's something bad about the ale. It's not good for you. So you've got another level of fatigue now, is it? So, and yeah, you're feeling pretty. You've got a bit of a sore head. You don't like this ale.
I do agree with you, Jan. This shit is, and I'm gonna go a little bit Cajun right now. This shit is a little bit too. No, I'm gonna not do that. This is piss water, and I'm gonna just chuck it away and start to lose my accent.
I'd rather be drinking aircraft fool, you fool.
I'm gonna try and lead Jan back into the bar.
Ain't the fool that drinks that shit.
Yeah.
Okay, are you going in with him, Jan?
Yeah.
Are you rejoining the rest of the group, or are you splitting the party?
We're off back to him, aren't we?
Okay.
Yeah. Let's try and get back.
That's up to you. So you head over to where the game is being played, and you see Alexa has just won a pot, and Arnold looks a bit out of place at this table. You don't know why. Something about this hulking Fenrisian horse killer sat at this table and playing cards. So what are you doing, guys?
I'm gonna mutter to Jan as we're walking along towards the game. I'm gonna say to Jan, maybe you should try get Alexa, because she seems to have a bee in her pretty little bonnet about me, and I will get our hulking gentleman friend.
Cool. Right, I'm going to head over to the table.
Yep.
I'm going to say, wagwan, brother and sister. It's time for us to be moving on. We ain't got time for this game, right?
I will finish off my hand then, and then we shall go away.
Alexa?
Alexa's going to look up and be like, but I'm just getting started.
Should we leave the lights?
You can gamble another time, man. This is not the time. We need to believe them.
Well, you have actually bought rooms, huh?
Yep,
Yeah.
I've got some rooms.
We need to go upstairs.
Would that be possible for me to join you shortly?
Second. As my notes. Mary Lou.
And Lim looks at this, and he furrows his brow slightly.
What's going wrong?
I'll be like, I'm gonna look at Quintius and just be like, what the fuck are you on about?
I require your assistance upstairs. My leg's
for?
staying up. This is what happens when we try and create cover stories and Johnny ignores them all. Ah.
Because it's stupid cover
The
story.
thing is that he has seen at least a few
Ridiculous.
people he
Let's just
recognises.
fucking-
Know him
I
by
know.
this
Let's
name,
just see
so-
who we are.
I know, but
Hey.
this is the comedy of the moment that I know that, but Quintius doesn't know that.
I'm just going to look at Quintius and say, I think you've had too much to drink. I will join you later.
I'm just going to turn and storm off and just glance at Arnold and be like, making eye contact with him, like, desperately trying to get him to follow me.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say,
Arnold, are you
I'm gonna say
leaving as well,
myself.
Arnold? Right.
I will leave with the chips I've lost.
Okay, so you're only 10 drachma down, and that was the big blind that you lost in the last game. Did you take that off your inventory?
I will do now.
If you would do, please, and that'll make you settle for that. So, Alexa wants to play some more cards by the looks of it. You guys head off to your room. It's not a very well-furnished room. You don't like it. The bed doesn't look big enough for two, only really big enough for one. There's Jan, Quintius, and Arnold here. So, Alexa, it sounds like you want to do a bit more card playing. So it's up to you. We can either do some fast forward time here, or if you want to have like a little mini session in between games where you actually play a bit of cards for real, we can do that as well. So that's up to you.
Let's do that. Well, what I'm going to ask is, I'm just going to ask, is there anywhere to Lim? I'm just going to say to Lim, I was like, is there anywhere better I could stay? Town.
Lim goes, what, the stump's not up to your liking? What's wrong with the stump?
I want something a bit more comfortable.
Although you one of them fancy off-worlders, ain't you? You used to better things, but we ain't got nothing like the honeypot out here, I'm afraid. Out here in Grimsport, we rough it a little bit.
Then I shall rough it as well. I'll take my leave. I'm just going to get up and I'll go up to the room.
Okay, so you're going upstairs as well. Okay.
Yeah.
So you head on upstairs. You're all together now upstairs in one of these rooms.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're alone. You're probably away from prying eyes for the first time since you arrived here.
We're all there, are we?
You're all there. Alexa arrives slightly afterwards. She's had a change of heart.
I'm going to get Alexa's attention without speaking, waving at her, and just gesture around the room.
She's going to incline her head and sort of look at Quintius quizzically and then shrug her shoulders and sit down on the bed.
It's actually comfier than it looks.
I'm
going to lay down on the bed.
Okay.
Because
I'm going to walk around the room for a minute, holding my hand out in front of me and trying to get Alexa's attention.
Okay, I'm going to sit down. I'm going to swing my legs off the bed and then get the Vox and then just put it on low volume and turn it on.
It's impossible.
There's there's that kind of every now and then there's a little burst of static.
Okay, I'm going to try and tune that out.
Okay, well, you think that the static is someone maybe trying to not necessarily contact you. They could just talk into the Vox, but it's someone perhaps who doesn't know whether you are available to talk or not. So you think that the actual repeated stack is actually a message in itself.
Okay, so I'm going to can I analyze that and see what the message is? See what if it is a message.
Okay, just make a tech use test. So,
Okay.
And you can have +10 for the computal.
As he's doing this, as Alexa's doing this, I'm kind of going, "What are you doing, folks? We got a job to do here. We got a mission to accomplish, and you're out there playing cards."
Alexa, this Vox is tuned to a particular frequency, which is the frequency of operations which you've been assigned for from the malevolence on this planet. So you think there's someone else there, another agent, who's what you think is that they are just sending a little burst of static because they don't want to come over the Vox with their voice until that they know it's safe to talk to you. But you think there's someone else on the other end of the Vox that's sending these little pulses of static, but no message in itself.
Okay. I'm going to. We got call signs.
You've been known as Little Chicks.
Little Chick to what? To who is it?
Well,
Mother Goose.
Mother Goose is Flight Lieutenant Charles Ash.
Yeah.
Okay. It's the only one we know, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so you go, you port in Little Chicks to Mother Goose. There's a pause. And then suddenly the voice comes over the Vox. It goes, "This is Big Bird to Little Chicks. Come in, Little Chicks."
Alexa. I'm sort of whispering Alexa and like pouring towards the headset.
Okay.
Oh, can I hear that? Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, say again.
Can I hear what he's hearing?
Yes. The Vox is coming out into the room. He's got it on a low volume, but all of you here can hear what's coming through.
Okay. I'm just going to do a quick report. Located in Grimsport, infiltrating, searching for information on painting.
Okay, there's a pause, and then the voice comes on and goes, "Grimsport, I knew you would be there. I foresaw this. You are exactly where you need to be. You are doing well, Little Chicks." And then he goes,
Big Bird.
"I went into the honeypot. It is as you said, the women there are dangerous. Tell me,
Very sexy.
have any of you lay with them?"
And then at this moment, I'm just going to pass the headset over towards Quintius, point towards Quintius.
Hello.
Reading you loud and clear.
Good
This
to
is
hear your
Big
voice.
Bird.
Hello, Big Bird. This is one of the Little Chicks. How are you doing?
I am good. My mission has been success. Your woman, Melissa, I have found her. She is safe. Worry not for her.
Well, thank you very much. That means more to me than you could possibly know.
Tell me then. No one answered my question. Have any of you lay with the honeypot women?
Quintus' house.
There may have been a small conjoining exchange of fluids. Is there a problem with that?
Stay away from them.
Oh, really? I shall warn my companions that we're known to be frequenting them. Is there any known side effects of such action?
We all listening in?
Yes. The voice is small, quiet because he's turned the volume right down. Alexa,
I'm going to stare directly at Quintius with my best "I told you so" face.
And I'm going to stare right back at Yarn and maintain eye contact as I continue the conversation.
Big Bird speaks, and he says,
I have a new mission for you, a new primary objective. I have foreseen the path that we must take.
Yes. Very good.
Forget about the painting. There is a more important mission. There is a man there. A man in Grimsby. No, a man in Grimsport.
A man, you say? Well, we've encountered several of them. Is it one in particular?
Yes, one in particular, a unique man. The others. I'm getting a bit of feedback here. Is it from? I think it's from you, Dave. It usually is. I'm getting like my own voice coming back on me. I don't know if there's anything that can be done.
I've
Is your
turned
mic
myself down.
close to the speaker?
No, well, it's headset, so.
yeah,
I've
I
turned
don't
it
know
down.
why. It does it from time to time. I don't know why. And he says,
There is a man there. The others think him insane. He goes by the name of Tommy Lee. Most call
Lee?
him Tommy Lee. The perfectly good name. Most call him Old Mad Tommy Lee. He,
Just to reiterate, you want us to forget what we're doing and find.
forget about the painting.
Okay.
This man, he is a demonologist. He has access to forbidden knowledge. He knows much and more about the miasma.
And that's something that we want to know, yes?
You must recruit this demonologist. He will know who you are. Tell him to travel to a location 1 mile northwest of Chula Port.
1 mile northwest of Chulaport. Very good.
Do not fail me, little chick.
No, we won't. We're reliable. Yes, but back to my previous question. What are the long-term effects of perhaps? I'm concerned for one of my colleagues. What are the long-term effects of dalliances with with these particular women from the casino? Do you know much about that?
Has one of your acolytes slept with them?
There is a possibility.
They are insidious, the women there. They are agents of our enemies. You must stay away from them. The consequences of laying with them are severe.
Very. I will endeavor to enforce the. Just bear with me.
Irreversible.
Irreversible, you say? This is most. Oh, the consequences, the danger. Oh, terrible news. Terrible news. Very well. We will definitely pursue our new primary objective. So you no longer want us to look for the painting. You want us to look for this gentleman, a demonologist.
Your primary mission remains unchanged. The painting is still important.
Okay.
You must get this mad old Tommy Lee.
Mad old Tommy Lee. Let me just write that down.
Is he in Grimsport then?
I'm gonna write mad old Tommy Lee in my my little notebook that I've got with my charcoal, where I've been teaching Arnold to read. In the middle of it says mad old Tommy Lee. Very good. Understood.
Do you have any more
chicks.
questions? Any more questions?
I have so many questions, but perhaps now is not the right time.
Where did this guy say that Tommy Lee could be found?
He
1
said
mile
in
northwest.
No. That's where he's to go. He's to go.
That's-
Oh,
yeah,
it's to go there.
You tell him
All
to
right.
go 1 mile north of Portsmouth. He is in Grimsport.
He's in
Right.
Grimsport.
Okay.
Okay. Very well. whatever the fuck you're called.
Big Bird.
Is he a
That's what I
friendly
said.
agent?
Sorry?
Is he a friendly agent, or is he an independent?
He is independent.
I'm sorry,
You
Jan,
must
but
recruit him.
who is talking? Who's doing this conversation? Quintius is very drunk right now, so I do apologize.
He does smell slightly of methanol, by the way, guys.
Fine. We will find this this Tommy Lee, mad old Tommy Lee, and we will bring him to you. Maybe if we can. I mean, I don't know if you know what it's like down here right now, but this is a very strange, dangerous place. But fine. And then I'm just going to sort of drop the headset. I'm not going to sign off. I'm just going to drop it and walk off.
Well, it's not a headset so much as a big, big mobile phone sort of thing.
Yeah,
But
I'm just going to.
Big Bird says, "This is Big Bird, over and out." And the Vox stops. And that is where we shall leave it for tonight.